Get him up.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another installment of Bullsitting on TSWS Gaming. This week we have Starfield. That's it. We just have Starfield. I'm your host, Loke7. Joining me today is Mr. Behind Them Sticks, Ham Solo, the man that likes games, Mr. Matt Likes Games, and our special guest today is the biggest Belgian gamer. No, not Romelu Lukaku. Welcome in, Flemish. Flemish, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm enjoying some bullshitting, so we'll
Sit
see.
in. Sit in, man. Bullshitting.
I said sit in, just by accident.
Sure, buddy. Flemish, what have you been playing this past week?
Great start.
This is a video game podcast, so.
And let's say I finished Atlas Fallen. That was a great game for me. Solo co-op was the best experience. Besides that, Path of Exile, new leak is coming out today, so I'm enjoying that as well. And yeah, just finishing some small stuff in Hogwarts Legacy. Still need to get that 100% done, so.
Wow, you're going for the 100 on Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, that's a good game too.
The man is a psycho. It is a great game, but Ham, you know how many kinks and bobs are in that game? You know. 100%.
Just all of those.
Yo.
I forget what the leaves thing that's in the game.
Dude,
you know what I'm talking about?
Dude, those puzzles.
Yeah, the Merlin trials right there, bro. I did every single Merlin trial, and just that alone took me like 5 to 10 plus hours.
Wow. So
imagine the mirrors. Then there's the mirror puzzles. Remember those?
Flemish,
with the butterflies?
Have fun, bud. Have fun, Flemish. I have a lot of fun.
I want to say this though. I've been going around the castle for so many hours, and I needed help because this week, shout out to Zemi Games, basically. He needed to show me actually where the pages were, because some pages I couldn't find. There were 3 pages, and apparently they were outside the castle, but they were still part of Hogwarts itself. So it's like, so I've been running around Revelio everywhere, but it didn't work.
That's where they lost me with all these things. It's like when you can't just find the collectibles in game, when you need to freaking look up guides and stuff. For me, that's when it's like, you know what? I'm good. I'm out.
No, it's smoke time. It's about okay, yeah. Go on ahead and do the chat, and then it's smoke time. You know what it is.
Yeah.
When we first invite the guests.
Oh my god. Yeah. Mr. Joanna Dark, welcome in. Mr. Raichi, thank you, welcome. He says the great Loke7 is here. See, someone recognized. Sir X-Men,
disgusting
welcome
ass.
in.
That's a disgusting chat right there. What'd you do? What'd you do that for, Rachel? You just gave him way too much confidence for the rest of the episode.
How much did Loke pay you for that, honestly?
Hey, Rachel, that transaction stays between me and you. Fark says, Loke, do you have to be a host? I like it when you're quiet. Just joking. Hope you're well, sir. And hello to Ham and the rest of the chat. Welcome in, Fark. Welcome in. Dolanite, what's up? Hold on, Ham. Before we bring in the smoke, Ham, what have you been playing this past week?
Man, same as Flemish, Atlas Fallen. I was playing also old classic 360 game called Wheelman with Vin Diesel in it. Open world, kind of wild, old ass game. But I could only play that on 360. I don't think that one's backwards compatible at all. I was also playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That game is insultingly expensive still. I actually got it for $20, and I thought I overpaid for it until I went into the Microsoft store and realized that it's still being sold for $50. So everybody out here giving the smoke to Red Dead Redemption, Activision is doing the same. so just keep that in mind as well. And remember, and also remember that physical games still matter, because I would have had to
Yes,
pay
they do.
$50 if I wasn't able to purchase that. And also, us fans, we need to hold the line on this backwards compatibility and adding to new consoles, especially this version consoles. Very important. We're
Or
seeing it right now with Red Dead. We're
or
seeing it with Black
PC.
Ops and PC as well. I mean, come on. PC's already kind of backwards compatible. You can figure out ways, but
no, that's what I'm saying. Or everyone just jump to PC because they don't give a fuck
right.
about us on console. Pretty
Right,
much.
right.
Yeah.
That's how it
Nintendo
feels
tells
at this
people to do all
point.
the time.
Yep. Mr. Jonah Duck says finished the Final Fantasy 16 8 out of 10 rating. Now need to complete Jedi Survivor, playing Pikmin 4, Spider-Man Remastered on PC. To help me sleep, I turn on Horizon at night.
No.
Oh,
Disrespect.
man.
Play a few minutes of that, sleep for like 12 hours.
It was
wake up in a
so
different dimension.
wow. That was unnecessary, but still just freaking delicious. Matt, what have you been playing for the past week?
I mean, God, anything to just pass time for Starfield. Really, anything.
Wow.
Red Dead 2.
You don't even okay.
Red Dead 2, Skyrim, Oblivion. I even tried Morrowind, and Jesus, that's
Rough.
just that did not hold up. But
Stiff.
yeah, it is very stiff. Dude, just moving on that game depletes stamina. So you gotta move and then stand still for a little. It's just, no. But yeah, anything to wait for Starfield. Just anything, man.
Okay. I played a bit of Immortals of Aveum, and I had to uninstall it. It's not Immortals of Avium.
Atlas Fallen.
Atlas Fallen.
About to say,
Atlas Fallen.
Yeah.
Very bad. Like it's okay. It's not a very bad game. It's just very mid. It's extremely like just okay as a game. I have nothing bad to say about it, but if I never play it again, it won't. If you've never played it, if you never played as a gamer, you have missed nothing. That's what I'm saying. But if you play it also, it's not the worst thing in the world. It is what it is.
I disagree with Loke.
For me. As usual, Ham. As usual. Flemish. We do have a little tradition here on TSWS Gaming. I'll ask you just 4 tiny little questions. Tiny, insignificant really in the grand scheme of things. Flemish, what made you fall in love? No, sorry. How did you fall in love with gaming?
Well, let's say when I was a small little boy, I think 3-4 years old, the Nintendo came out. There was Game Boy a little bit later on, and just fell in love ever since. I love the games back then. They were so hard as well, but I just kept going because I had nothing else. But yeah, it just made me love games. And then my brother was playing games later on, and then we had the fantastic game called Diablo 2 that he was playing on PC. And at some nights, I just wanted to play the game. I couldn't do it, and my brother went to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night and started playing, and he was not mad when he woke up, but he saw me playing. He's like, he can play. So yeah, that's since then.
That's how you fell in love with gaming.
Yeah, just since the beginning. Pokemon Blue, Pokemon on the Game Boy was also phenomenal. The first one, that kind of stuff. Yeah, just. It's all mixed together. Like there's not one memory. It's just so many memories from that time.
Be honest. Can you even remember the first time you played a game?
Yeah, that was actually that was really long ago. But that was like a counting game where there's like a little dog in 2D and there's trains and you need to count. And that was the very first game. And then later on you got Lego Chess, the very first one. That was also like. Yeah, just all these pixels and just the things they could do is just cool. That's how I learned gaming. But I
Interesting.
think that was one of my first memories. To
A
be honest.
counting game. That's interesting. Raichi says, I've fallen in love with gaming because it's cheaper than Legos. Legos are pretty pricey these
True,
days. Damn.
true, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had
Flemish, the
video
next
games in
question.
school. Zoom beanies, number munchers.
Yeah.
Freaking
They gave us a
Oregon
PS1 in
Trail.
kindergarten.
I didn't do that for me. They didn't go that.
Well,
guy.
they didn't give it to us. We had to give it back. But I mean, we had a PS1 we took home. I wasn't playing their games on it though.
That's wild. That's very impressive.
You took home a
I wish I would
PS1?
have.
No, PS1. They gave it to us in kindergarten to play like these learning games. No kid was playing learning games on that stuff. Their parents were getting them games and stuff throughout the year, and then they'd sell them at the end of the year when they had to give the PlayStation 1 back. I still kept mine honestly because they never. Actually, no. Third grade, I got another one.
Back.
Yeah, third grade, I kept the one from third grade. I gave the one first grade back, and then we moved at the end of third grade, and I kept a PS1.
And they indoctrinating ponies at your school. What the hell's going on?
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm looking for the
people are being
Xbox
exposed
games.
today. People are being exposed today. That's what's happening.
I had to escape.
Raichi says Lego chess was awesome. Love the little cinematics of Lego chess.
There
Okay,
we
Mr.
go.
Jonah
He knows.
Yeah. We're
So-
definitely aging ourselves here today.
The Lego chess game was special because you learn how to play chess at the same time, and then every time you defeat an enemy, you get a little animation how they got defeated. So it's like shooting cannonballs, sinking ships, all that kind of stuff. They were very imaginative, very cool.
Mm.
That sounds boring.
Okay,
I know.
I just give my kids more pocket money when they like beat me or get close to beating me in chess. That's how I motivate them. No funny animations on these boards. Anyways, Flemish, what is the best console of all time?
For me personally,
Yes.
the most vivid memories are from my PlayStation 2 era.
Oh.
PlayStation 2. I mean, the first God of War, Jack and Dexter, that kind of stuff. Those are my most fond memories, and my second console behind that is a Super Nintendo. Just playing all those Game Boy games on the big screen was just hella fun.
Mm-hmm.
You sealed the deal for Loke as soon as you said PlayStation 2. I mean,
Oh,
look
dude.
at him.
I
Look
can
at
tell
him.
you right
What
now,
are you
like,
talking
I
about?
was a
I'm always
PlayStation
smiling.
dude.
What are you?
I was a PlayStation dude
Yeah,
through
you're
and
always
through. I
smiling.
didn't even know about Xbox before the PlayStation 4 came out.
All
There
right.
was no
Oh,
marketing whatsoever about Xbox.
Wow, didn't even know it existed. Okay. Dolanite says, I fell in love with gaming as a 4-year-old kid when I saw a Battleship arcade game at the bowling alley that my parents to go to every weekend in Erlangen, Germany. Okay, that's very specific, and wow, that sounds like a very nice memory.
That's very
Gaming-
specific.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, and it starts,
I wish I could
and it starts
remember
with his
my
parents.
first games that
Yeah.
specifically, but I just have like a handful of games I can tell you that I played
Yeah.
when I first got into game, and I can't tell you the specifics like that. That's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Also, it sounds like a beautiful memory that he can share with his parents. That's very nice. Okay, Flemish. The questions only get harder from here. What is the best game of all time?
Jesus. Oh my God. Can I say two different ones?
No. You can't pick different
The first-
games. You can't
The
pick
first game that
an
comes
entire
to mind to
franchise.
me-
Just one.
The first game that comes to mind to me is Jack and Dexter: The Precursor Legacy. Just that was the game I played for so long, through and through, multiple times over when it came out. I think that's like the first thing that comes into my mind, to be honest. I think it
Was that a PlayStation
perfect.
exclusive or was it on Xbox as well?
No, that's a PlayStation
That's
exclusive.
on
Jack and
PlayStation.
Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog.
Oh,
Jack and
Okay.
Daxter's always been on
I didn't know.
PlayStation.
I didn't know. I just I just wanted to refresh my memory and maybe of
It,
anyone else that was listening. I don't know. I'm curious. I was just curious. That's all. Jack
it
and Jackster.
ingrained it
Okay.
so hard into my mind, and to this day, I still want the new Jack and Dexter game. To this day,
Damn.
because I love the first one so much. I sometimes play it from time to time still. I just go to the game. I know every dialogue, every scene. I know all the places. Yeah.
But as you see,
Wow.
Flamish, Loke's never left the stables before. He doesn't know what's on Xbox at all. Him and his team over at IGN, I mean, they have no
Oh
idea
my
what's
God.
coming to Xbox
Yeah.
anytime soon, right?
We will get
I mean,
there.
They're contractually
I mean, Liza
obligated not to
P.
mention Xbox.
timed exclusive to
Yeah.
PlayStation, right?
I will say since the
Oh my
Xbox
God.
since the Xbox One X, my mind did move over to Xbox. Even though I love both consoles to death, I just love the Xbox more now, way more.
Nice.
That's quite the
Right.
jump.
Ask him your next question,
We were.
Luke.
He's the second person this week. He's actually the second person this week that's jumped ship from PlayStation to Xbox. Like not like the jump ship, like completely leaving PlayStation
Yeah.
behind, but like started playing Xbox as more of a like regular console, and PlayStation's like an exclusive box. Then,
Yeah, the exclusive. Yeah.
he's the second person I heard this week that's done that in the Xbox One era, and I always find that interesting. That the Xbox
Yeah, because
One
people-
era made
He's the one that
switch.
converted
It's not the
people.
Xbox
Yeah.
One era per se, it's the Xbox One X. It was the most
yeah.
touted, the most powerful console. Game Pass came out. So that was for me like the mindset, like, okay, I can play all these games just for $15 basically, or I think it was 10 at the time. I'm not sure if they had
was
Ultimate
10 at the
immediately.
time.
Yeah, it was 10. So it was so cheap, right? And you could play all
Mhm.
these games. I played the first thing I did was play Gears, Halo, all the Xbox exclusives. I played like back to back because I just want to experience them all.
Good times. So you played Gears of War 1, 2, and 3, one after the other.
No, I never played 3. I got stuck in 2, and I just
Ooh.
didn't look back. And then I played 4 and
What?
5. But
Tragic.
I am
That is
for the easy.
wow.
And if a game is too hard, I give up.
Oh,
Because
man.
I
Gears of
don't
War is
find
hard.
hard fun. It needs to be easy. If it's not
Flemish.
easy enough, I still
Flemish,
stop.
Gears of War is not hard. Come on, bro.
For me, it was back in the day. Yeah, when that came out, it was hard. Maybe I should go back at some point.
Yeah, let's
maybe
do
not
that.
alone.
I
Let's
highly
please
recommend
do
you go
that.
back at some point.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
wild.
not alone though.
Dude, we're all coming for your neck like that. What the hell?
Gears of
This
War
guy.
3 is just phenomenal. I mean, 2 is great, but 3 is just
Yeah,
killer.
3.
I heard so much.
And then
about
the
it,
scene.
so-
The scene at the end. Like, I won't even spoil it.
No.
Dolomite says, I can remember things as a child, but can't remember what I did 10 minutes ago. Hey, welcome to your 30s, bro. That's all I have to
Nostalgia,
say.
bud.
Yeah.
Rachie says, please don't tell me you 100% Recore and the Gunk. Did you 100% those games, Flemish?
Well, I don't go for achievements most of the time, only if I really, really enjoy a game. And it just happens less and less. I mean, Hogwarts is maybe an example of one game I really want to 100% because I just feel so good with that game. But most of the
A great
games,
game.
I don't care about achievements that much at all. I don't think
Okay.
it's nothing
Did
but
you-
bragging rights.
Has anyone here
Relatable.
finished Gunk or Recore?
I
Yeah.
haven't played Gunk. I played Recore. I haven't played Gunk.
Did you finish it? Did you finish Recore, Magic?
No. And Recore's not even that bad of what I played. It's just I wasn't compelled to finish it. It seems fun for what it is, but it's nothing amazing to me.
Ham, did you finish Recore?
Not
Or
Recore.
Gunk.
The Gunk I did. The Gunk I did, but not Recore. Recore
Wow.
just isn't for me. The Gunk
Okay.
was
I
fine
was
though.
bored.
It was pretty straightforward and it was short, so I didn't mind it.
I was bored out of my brains with both games. Bored out of my freaking brains. Mr. Joanna Dog says, this is what happens to ponies who give up their hooves games are hard when there's not a movie button. LOL. Oh, come on. Gears of War can be turned into a PlayStation exclusive like this. There's so many cutscenes in Gears of War. Stop it. Don't be like that. Don't be like that, bro.
You're talking about cutscenes. Look,
Yes.
you.
Yeah. There's lots of cutscenes in Gears of War.
You're
I'm
talking
not
about
complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a point.
I hope not.
that
I hope not.
Gears of War would not be lost as a
hope
PlayStation exclusive. That's what I'm saying. Lots of lore, story, and all that stuff. It wouldn't be lost as a PlayStation exclusive. I'm not saying it should be.
Kojima Productions presents Gears of War 4. Never mind. Sorry.
Nah, those cutscenes are too short to be Kojima Productions, man. You need to bring those numbers up. 2-minute cuts, 5-minute cutscenes. No. Kojima is like 10. 10 is the minimum.
10 to 45 to an hour.
It's still beautiful.
I'm sure.
Anyway.
It is.
Oh, what's happening to my voice? Flemish.
Xbox is shutting you down, Luke.
Last question. Let me turn off the AC.
Get his
Flemish. Flemish, last question.
Yes.
What is the best current console between the PS5, Series X or S, and the Nintendo Switch?
No joke, the Series X, of course. Switch I even sold. I couldn't deal with it anymore. I think Breath of the Wild was boring. After a while, just took too long. Way too much to do. Same with like Assassin's Creed these days is just too long. But yeah, the PlayStation, it's an exclusive box. I don't think there's any and Game Pass is king. Game Pass is just king. I'll say it till the end of time. Just Game Pass is too good to give up, and that's why it is my main console overall. Just all those all those games that come out every month just for free. Basically, if you pay $15 a month, and you can also play it on PC. I mean, there's nothing better.
I'm not even salty at that choice. Seriously, as soon as you bring in Game Pass into your argument, the discussion is over. There's nothing really to be said.
There's nothing as great as Game Pass. You can say, okay, but you got the PlayStation Plus and stuff. They have some cool stuff now with like the retro games that they bring back, right? Twisted Metal just came out on PlayStation again, like the old version, which is cool. I think it's cool I can play that again. But yeah, it just doesn't compare to just new games every month with the indie games. I love indie games, so just seeing new indie games, new breath of fresh air, just cool.
And day and date it's definitely a thing, guys. We can't sit here and say, it doesn't matter.
Starfield day and date. I mean, give me instead of 80, I'll just pay the 30 for the DLC and stuff, and I'm fine. Save money. Just play the same game.
And then, well, you know what? Let's not turn this into the Game Pass sales marketing pitch, because if we start getting really into the weeds of it, we're going to be here for an hour, and we only have what? An hour and 30 minutes left.
No,
you want to get into it, Ham? Let's get into it. Flemish. You're talking about just getting Starfield with the extra DLC on top.
I just flipped
That's
the
not
switch.
even the whole thing. That's not even the whole thing, Flemish.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Oh my god.
The Game Pass is a con. It is a con. Xbox is lying to everyone. Game Pass is not for people to subscribe to Game Pass.
This is about to be.
I'm serious. Matt, listen to me. Listen, hey, listen to me. Game Pass is not even about the subscription. It's not even about getting people to subscribe. It's about getting people on the platform. Because most people purchase third-party games, your Yakuzas and FIFA and whatever. So Game Pass really is just a Trojan horse to be like, yo, here's 1,000 games. Try out everything that you might like. And then as soon as you fall in love with one thing, right? Yakuza, for example. If you enjoy the first 2 or 3, and then you're like, this series speaks to me. I didn't know, but I absolutely adore this. Do you know what Xbox just did to you? They just made you commit to Xbox. How? All the Yakuza games are on sale on Game Pass right now. Every single Yakuza game that comes out from today moving forward, even the one that's coming out in December, is going to be on Xbox, right? So you've already invested in all the previous Yakuza games because you're like, I'm going to get through this eventually. I like how the whole thing is built. I want to know what happens to Kiryu and everyone else, right? You've already invested in the Yakuza thing. As soon as Like a Dragon comes out last year, do you know what you do? You know what your dumbass does? Your dumbass pre-orders Like a Dragon. Why? Because you already invested in the entirety of Yakuza. And then when they announce the new one that's coming out in December, you know you won't have the time. You're going to be playing Starfield. But what are you going to do? What is your dumbass going to do? You are going to buy the new Yakuza and keep it on your Xbox. So Game Pass is not even for you to just pay the $15. The idea is to get you into the ecosystem, invest in the ecosystem, and be like, nah, I'll just dabble in this once in a while, but mostly I'll be on PlayStation. Stop lying to yourself. Stop it. You're going to make this your main console and become just like Flemish, just like every other person that has been interviewing on Behind the Sticks.
Don't involve me. No, because I got a secret weapon. I got a secret weapon, right? You know, all these games indeed are coming to Game Pass and they want you in the system so that you buy games on Xbox. No. I got both consoles. I enjoy the most of it by just using the sales and seeing what game is the cheapest on what platform. So if the game is cheaper on one platform, I'll go for one platform. If it's cheaper on the other, I have both consoles. Like if it's a single player game, I don't care. I just want the cheapest version.
Locate buying what you selling. Locate buying what you selling.
Flemish.
Considering how good of a deal that Game Pass
dude.
is,
I
would imagine that it's the cheapest on Xbox because of how good of a deal
it
is.
Yeah, but
Flemish,
the games that are not in Game Pass or a part of the Game Pass sales because they're not coming to Game Pass.
Flemish.
Right? Third-party games.
Flemish.
Yeah.
Flemish. Be honest. How many people see Gotham Knights? How many people see Gotham Knights on sale, right? On Xbox. And they're like, oh, before I buy this, let me quickly turn on the PS5 and see how much percentage. If it's 12% here, let me see if it's 15 on that one. I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm not saying you are crazy, but do you think you represent the majority of people? The people that have chosen Netflix over torrents. The people that consistently, right, for decades, choose convenience over practicality. You really think these people are sitting here looking at the sale for Xbox, making an Excel sheet, and then they grab the games on PS, make another Excel sheet, and then go and then like compare? Ain't nobody got time for that shit. And that's why Xbox is doing everything they can to keep you on their platform. You get in there like, I'm just gonna play this one game. But if you're there, that's why they've got two buttons on the home screen for the store, because they just want you there for you to interact with it. And once you start interacting with it, you're screwed. It's over.
Look, there's one thing though. When I was playing Hogwarts Legacy before I bought it, you know, on PlayStation they had the extra stuff that you get, the Dark Arts pack, right? And you had like the Felix Felicis potion and the extra shop item, right? Many people caved on PlayStation for the same price because it was the same price, right? You just got the two extra stuff. Many people went to PlayStation, even though it's just one extra thing.
I disagree. I think people went to PlayStation because PlayStation right now has the biggest install base. That is it.
Also, marketing.
I think they wasted money. I think they wasted money on that special mission. Honestly, let's go to the chat real quick. DJ Birdos Dawes says, Ham, why you gassing up, bloke? You know what, Ham? I'm not gonna let you do this to me anymore. I'm not, dude. You just derailed the show for another 10 minutes. I'm not gonna let you do this to me anymore.
Just a few words.
Overkill. Mr. Jonathan Duck says it's cheapest on PC. Mr. 7 Digit, I don't understand pushback against Game Pass either. Console players have been paying for subscription for years. The only difference now is more games included in these subscriptions. LOL. Dude, the only people pushing back against Game Pass are people that don't have big AAA exclusives day one. Because if Sony was doing that, people would be guessing up PS Plus. If Nintendo was doing that, people would be guessing up a Nintendo Online. It's hateration. That's what it is. Anyways,
Can I add the last one?
Let's move on.
To Mr. Joanna.
go ahead.
So Mr. Joanna
Go
saying,
ahead.
I agree with him and buy cheaper on PC. The problem with that is, I don't have a giant TV for my PC. I want to play on my giant TV. That's the only
I can relate to that. I definitely relate to that.
I want to sit in my couch when I play games,
Yeah.
not sitting behind the PC when I can play the best, like most beautiful games out there on 4K. I don't have a 4K capable machine as a PC, so that's the only
Mm.
downside to that argument.
Sir X-Man says, Loke, you confuse me sometimes. Exactly what is confusing, Sir X-Man? I know it's because everyone talks about me being a pony and all that
Exactly.
stuff. And then this guy goes
You
off on
answered
a
it.
five minute tirade
Like,
talking about Game Rant is the best. Game Pass is the best.
Game
Dude,
Man.
I'm not the pony people have been accusing me of being. Don't be confused. I just play
Not
games.
for the last
alright?
6 minutes you weren't.
yeah, I
Oh
mean,
my
it doesn't
God.
sound like you're a fan of Game Pass. You just sound like some guy that likes Game Pass but doesn't like it at the same time.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
it, but I
shit.
don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because you're
no.
going one way and the other way at the same time.
I'll tell you, he's just a confused
No.
little
And
pony.
I understand
No,
that Sir
no.
X-Man is confused.
That's not what's okay. You know what? Y'all weren't listening.
He's
y'all-
lost in
y'all
the
weren't
stables.
listening.
Don't do
He's
it
lost
again,
in the
Les.
stables.
Y'all were
No,
not
no.
listening. Y'all were not listening. I don't hate Game Pass. I just like explaining to people that Game Pass is not what it purports itself to be. It's not this service that's just out here for you, trying to get people to pay $15, play games, and then bounce. That's not what it's doing. That's not what it is actively doing right now. I won't share it on right now. Online, right? Online. I've been given the numbers. All right? By people in the know. I'm not gonna say who. But that's not what Game Pass is doing right now. It's doing way more than that.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm locked in
I
a
love
room
the
with
Okay.
chat.
Loke right
I
now.
love the chat. I love the chat.
Sir X-Man Sir X-Man says Flemish Flemish figured you out, Look. Okay. Everyone's lost. Anyways, let's start.
No,
Let's
he
start.
He figured you out,
He
Loke.
didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't get it,
What
but
He got
He
it's
did.
fine.
I'm gonna do it for half an hour.
Mhm.
You can
It's fine.
see
Can
can
we
see
start?
you wiggling over
Can we
there in
start the news?
Africa.
Can we start the news?
Yes, absolutely, bud.
Yeah.
All right. Fark says the pony anger is strong. Oh, okay. Okay, so like I said in the presentation, it's Starfield. This is Starfield, and we cannot promise that the next episodes of Bullsitting until it comes out, and maybe even after it comes out, won't be just Starfield heavy. All right, so make peace with it. Okay, make peace with it. Spider-Man's going to be a footnote. I'm sorry. Anyways, Game Rant. This is from Game Rant. How to preload Starfield. So for anyone that doesn't know, Starfield is available to preload. This is from their article. For Xbox players, see, Game Rant's not afraid to say Xbox. IGN, on the other hand, for Xbox players, preload has begun now. Unfortunately, players who pre-ordered on Steam will have to wait a little bit longer before they can preload this highly anticipated sci-fi RPG adventure. If players have done this prior to August 17th, Starfield will automatically begin to preload on Xbox. If the preload doesn't begin for some reason, players can start it manually by checking for updates. For players that have a PC that is powerful enough to play Starfield, they can also preload the game right now if they have pre-ordered the game on Xbox. Starfield is a large game and will require a hefty 125 gigabytes of storage space. Unfortunately, Steam players will have to wait for nearly 2 more weeks until they can preload Starfield. The exact date for preloading Starfield on Steam is August 30th. which is going to be 1 day prior to the start of early access for players that pre-ordered the premium edition of Starfield. Flemish, have you pre-ordered Starfield?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I pre-ordered the $30 edition, especially to play early. Shame that my vacation got cancelled because I have a new position at my job, so I can't enjoy Starfield for a whole week. I just have to play after work. Damn it! But yeah, besides that, yeah, of course, I want to play Starfield the earliest I can, and if I have to fork over just half of the price of the game, then I'm happy enough.
Okay. Flemish got Starfield. Ham, did you get the upgrade for Starfield to play it early? Are you gonna play it just only when it comes out on Game Pass, or have you bought the game?
I bought the Constellation edition, so I lost my goddamn mind and spent $300 on that.
Wow.
And and then I was like, it's coming out, I think, like August 31st at like 8:00.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, Best Buy isn't going to be open until the next day. So I got the upgrade too.
Let's
Oh,
go.
Wow.
damn.
So the code that
Wow.
I'm going to get is just going to sit in the box.
There
Because
you
why
go.
use it when you got it already on Game Pass? You got the ultimate upgrade or whatever, premium or whatever. I'm set.
You could do a giveaway.
And it's downloaded. on
So-
my PC, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and my Steam Deck. I'm ready to go.
Lord in
I'm
heaven.
ready for launch.
Damn.
This
Same
is
here,
this is Skyrim levels of purchasing on different platforms before the thing has even come out. Skyrim at least took a couple of years to start doing that. Wow. Okay. Matt, what's your
Yeah, bud.
Starfield situation? You in? You out?
Premium upgrade, and I will be getting the disc. But I got the premium
Okay.
upgrade.
Okay. See, this is what Game Pass is actually doing, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it's doing.
It's working,
You making it seem like a fucking episode of like
So-
Dr. Phil or something, saying, "Look at these guys.
Although it's
Look at what
No,
Game
basically
Pass is
like,
doing to
no.
these
Look
gentlemen."
at these sick individuals.
look, is it for you basically because I only bought the upgrade and not the game itself that I'm locked into Game Pass, because otherwise I can't even play the game and I need to buy the game as well? Is that
Mhm.
kind
Did
of
what?
stuff you're selling here?
Am I doing
I
what?
mean,
I
that's
bought the
part
upgrade,
of it.
right?
That
If
is
I
definitely
You
part
don't
of
bought
it.
the
have
upgrade?
Game Pass anymore, I lose
Okay.
the game because I have only the upgrade and the DLC and the early access, right? So
Mhm.
Right.
if my Game Pass would run out, which it wouldn't, of course.
But
then I
that's not
couldn't
what's
even play the game.
happening. No,
Okay.
what I'm
That's
saying
not part of
is,
what's
what I'm
happening.
saying is,
No, Loke, he's giving an example. No need to fight it, Loke. Just listen to it.
no, I heard him.
Look says
I heard
no.
him. I'm just
No.
trying to explain that what actually is happening is everyone and their grandma has got Game Pass, whether it's for 1 month or a year or 2 years or 5 years. But once they get a taste of whatever is in Game Pass that they enjoy, they're still gonna buy the damn things. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just want everyone to stop talking about Game Pass as if it's some I don't know, like charity case or whatever for Xbox players.
He
This
didn't
is
say it was a bad
literally
thing.
No, but the
to-
value,
No,
the
you
value
guys
of
didn't say
Game
it.
Pass, the value of Game Pass, if you, I did some calculations when it came out on the One X, is around $1,800 on a yearly basis if you count all the indie games together with the games that are coming out, right? It's a lot of money that you're basically, and
it's
then
only
you
gonna
only
go up,
spend
too.
1/10. Yeah, and you only spend 1/10 of that just on Game Pass because $180. So
Mhm.
Again, bro. If you watched last week's episode, I was the
Last
one
week's
on here
episode.
saying Game Pass
2 weeks ago.
is The GOAT. We get it. We understand this. Sir Express says, local, you sound like Jim Ryan. You sound like Jim Ryan Jr. Jim Ryan
Oh
thinks
man,
Game Pass is terrible
this is
for
going
gamers.
on for so long.
He says Game Pass is value destructive. I don't think that.
I'm getting a
I
pretty
don't
good value.
Sir
No,
X-Man,
no, he doesn't want to go with the time. That's the problem. He thinks
yeah, I mean,
his version
I-
is still sustainable, which is just we sell the games, we don't do day and date, and that's it. We will,
Yet.
yeah, yes,
Yet.
but
We
he
don't
will
do day
have
and
to
date
cave at
yet.
some point because the industry will catch up. He will be seen as a bad guy, right? Or PlayStation will be seen as the bad one because Xbox has been doing it for years and it's successful, even though they have a lot more money in the bank as well. Gamers just want the best value. Simple.
Exactly.
That's what change.
yeah.
Exactly.
Mr. John Doug says TSWS Gaming Look wants the Sony way of buying games, $70, and then wait for a remaster and give him another $70. At no point did I say this. Are you? Is anyone listening to me?
No.
Anyone? Hello?
Oh, hold
Is this
on.
thing on? Is this thing on?
I want to say
What the fuck?
in Europe, PlayStation exclusives are 80 euros, even more expensive than for you guys, by the way.
Jeez.
Yeah, the value is.
Oh, Logan took off his
Logan's-
glasses. Oh no.
Logan's-
I think we should
he's
just
having
drop
some
game.
fucking
I should
issues.
let's just
Let's-
drop the game.
I'm having issues.
PlayStation.
I'm having issues.
I would
Okay.
just drop
You know
it. I
what?
would just drop it.
Let's move on.
Logan's about
Let's
to have a
move
panic
the
attack
fuck on.
if we keep going. He's-
I swear there is a comprehension problem going on today. It's like the flu
No.
today.
You're
Next
just a funny
topic.
guy.
No one's trying
Some
to hear
more-
your
oh.
hate for Xbox, Lo.
Exactly.
Hate. Hate.
It's great,
Continue, bro.
honestly.
Continue.
The second topic from Game Rat Center.
What's the
Center
second
yourself.
topic?
What does it mean when a game goes gold? So this one is because it's a quick aside. For 2 or 3 weeks, our brethren on the blue side have been sounding the alarm bells for Starfield as if they actually care about it, and acting like they actually want good things to happen to Starfield, saying, why hasn't it got gold? This is a bad sign. Starfield should go gold. Final Fantasy Racist went gold months before it released. This is so bad. And then Starfield went gold. Next thing you know, they're now claiming that Starfield went gold because PlayStation fans were making noise on social media. So before we get into this topic, who here has anything to say about this specific little unfortunate story?
They're not wrong. They're not wrong. I'm gonna say that
fuck
right
off, man.
now.
They're insane.
I'm gonna say they're
They can
not
go
wrong.
fuck off. Oh,
You know why I say that? Is
What?
because all of their bitching and moaning, I've been saying it for a long time. All you're doing is advertising what you hate. All this stuff saying oh man, I don't like this, or Xbox is messy with that. It was just like what Fuzzy Belvedere was telling me yesterday, that he heard that Drive Club was the Forza killer. So guess what he did? He went and bought an Xbox and tried Forza and said, this is way better. And that
damn.
fucked it all up. So that's what I'm saying. Like people out here saying this dumb shit on social media, saying, "Oh man, this is gonna be bad," or "Oh, Bethesda's buggy," or "Look," or "Why isn't it gold yet?" You're just giving more interest to people. So yeah, sure, I'll give them a little bit of flour. Sure, go on ahead and take that flour. It's in the shape of an L, but have that flour. It's beautiful, isn't it? Smells great.
Okay. A bit trolly there at the end, but all right. I'll take it. I'll take it. Flemish, do you think PlayStation fans are the people responsible for Starfield going gold?
No, why would it? It's just like they're just working on the game, even if they have to. Let's say they just have to do a quick delay at the end, right? Let's say it can still happen, right? Because it has not gone gold yet. It's just. I think people just want confirmation that the game has gone gold, that they know the game is just ready. That's it. That's all. I don't think there's much to see behind it. That's what I don't like about all these articles. They're just like they want you to see something behind it that's not there. It's
No,
just,
no, no. This specific point I'm pointing out, that's just me. That's not the article. I haven't even gotten into the article.
Oh,
That's just me.
sorry.
I saw this happen on Twitter. For 2 weeks they were talking about why isn't it gone gold? Why isn't it got gold? Atting Bethesda, atting Xbox, etc., etc. Xbox announces or Bethesda announces it's gone gold, and then a whole bunch of brethren start tweeting out stuff like they approved or they got Starfield gold. So I was just trying to get you guys' take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Twitter, for God's sake. We're talking about a social media platform where people can type whatever they want. You see a lot of disturbance from people that just want to stir the pot, I would say, type different things that just want the reaction out of people. I don't see anything behind it. I don't care. I just move that all aside and just focus on the stuff that I want to see.
Smart.
Okay. Mr. 7 Digits says, why would people that can't even play the game want confirmation that the game is ready? Exactly. Matt, you have anything to add on this before I get into the article, or no?
Anybody who's claiming that they played a part in the game going gold are complete bozos and shouldn't be taken seriously in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's all I really gotta say. It was going
Simple.
gold because it was ready, and yeah, it has nothing to do with fanboys.
All right. So for anyone that is not that doesn't understand the whole going gold thing, here's a little breakdown from Game Rant. The term "gone gold" is shorthand for gaming industry phrase "gold master." When a game enters this stage of development, it means that it has reached the point where it is finished and ready for release.
Yep.
Everything that the developers want to put into the game is in the most recent build at this stage. The developers and publisher believe that the game is ready for the public. So when a game goes gold, this is good news for players that are looking forward to a particular release. In order for a game to go gold, it must also pass the certification process that companies like Microsoft and Sony set to ensure that anything released on their platforms is stable and won't have any major issues. Redfall.
Oh shit.
Anyone have a comment on the definition of going gold, or can we move on to the next Starfield focused topic today?
I don't have a I don't have a comment on that in particular. More or less on just a post that I've seen, and I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But supposedly somebody that's reviewing the game says they played it for 15 hours and yet to run into a bug. So that's something interesting from a Bethesda game, but we'll have to wait and see because
Sure.
I mean, as much as people say all this great stuff about it, I mean, I really enjoy Colt Eastwood and his content and whatnot, but what he did with Redfall had me confused. So
Sure.
trusting reviewers is kind of like it's up to you, whether you want to believe them or not.
Yeah.
You just hope that they come with as many facts as possible, and unfortunately for Cole, it just didn't work out in his favor that time.
And I say to Ham's point, he brought up that post. I saw somebody else post that apparently, I forget the exact like numbering, but the version that Starfield is on, like the patch version of that Starfield is on right now, normally when a game launches, it's 1.0. It's the 1.0 version. Apparently, people right now are playing the 1.6 version. So,
Wow.
So like it's been patched and patched and patched and patched up to this point, even before release. So that could lend some credence to that post.
Let's agree it's still gonna get patched to oblivion.
Yes,
after
it will,
release. Let's
and it's
agree.
still gonna have
Oh, for
bugs,
sure.
obviously.
Yeah,
But
but
It's encouraging.
what I want to say though is that Bethesda, even though they have horrible launches in the past, right? It is a completely new engine. We know that, so it's not gonna have the same, probably the same bugs as it did before. That's what I think, at least. I mean, they already said they have a smooth experience, right?
Yeah,
Bro,
I mean, they
like no
claimed.
offense, right?
Mm.
Exactly. That's the word.
He's
That's
about
the
to
key
offend the
word
hell out of you.
they've claimed. I'm not even speaking to Flemish. I'm speaking like to every corporation that's ever cooperated. They don't lie. Just because they said everything's fine doesn't mean everything's fine, bro.
Yeah, I know the creation engine that they use basically were just so old. I'm just happy they moved over. I just think it's gonna be the best for the game, and I
Well,
feel it's gonna be.
it's still Creation Engine. It's just a new
Yeah,
iteration.
isn't it 2.0 or something like
It's
that?
Creation Engine 2.0.
It's still creation engine.
Mhm. So this will be like the first of the new generation of Creation Engine. So whatever this is, Elder Scrolls 6 will be an evolution of what this is.
I probably
I
misread.
wonder
that
why they
somewhere.
don't just go to something new.
They can't because of all
No?
the stuff in these, like, because I think Todd's talked about that before, where it's like he gets asked that a lot, and it's everything they do in their game. I'm not a developer, so I'm gonna butcher. Yeah, I'm not gonna try, but everything
No,
they
you're
do
on the
in their
right track.
games.
I remember.
Yeah, everything they do in
go
their
ahead.
games, it's so complex. All the moving parts, all the things that you can move, all the things that rely on the players and involvement. It needs a
Yes.
creation engine. It's not as simple as putting that on something else.
No, it needs an engine that can run it efficiently. They don't want to
Yes,
spend time and money to rebuild something better than the creation engine. They'd rather try and improve the creation engine. The problem is, and I'm not a programmer, but if you've got a problem with your engine, I don't think it's a good idea to just keep iterating around it, because the entire thing is built on a specific foundation that essentially can't be changed. The same reason why you have to stay in the creation engine is also the same reason why you need to leave the creation engine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just
I get
layman
that.
when it comes to this. I'm just a layman.
I understand
this
what
is
you're
just-
saying, but I need to see what 2.0 is before I cast
Yeah.
judgment.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
And-
just hope it's a lot better.
And I mean, by that logic, Logue, you're saying throw out the car when it's like, yo, you could still use the frame. The engine might be good. You could upgrade it. I mean,
But can you use the frame though? Because
you could
okay,
port.
let's
That's what
continue.
they're trying to
Let's
do.
continue with this analogy. Let's continue with this analogy, Ham. Your frame is of a Bronco. As much as you put in a Ferrari engine, your frame is critical to the performance of the engine inside.
Sure.
There's a reason why
Who's to
the
say it's
Ferraris
bad?
and the Lamborghinis have the aerodynamics that they have, and they have the shape that they have. It's not just.
But you didn't want a
aesthetic.
Ferrari. You wanted a Jeep. You wanted this type of frame with that engine in it.
Which is
I mean,
when
look,
you made
what you're
Skyrim.
saying. What you're saying is, I don't like keeping things around. I throw things out when I'm done with them, and then purchase something new. Where others see how to use said thing and make it something that you probably couldn't have done yourself.
also the Bronco
I don't know,
frame
man.
versus the Lambo frame. I mean, you can fit
Well-
more stuff into a Bronco than you can a Lambo.
Well, when
works
you're
that-
racing, who really cares about space?
They're
though?
not racing. They're not racing. They're fitting stuff into their game.
Don't.
Hey,
don't-
man, let's hope this works out. Let's hope this works out, because to me, I want Skyrim in space in terms of like the concept of it. I don't want the jank of Skyrim in space.
But
If you know what I mean.
for that, they would have to make a whole new engine, which would be for an engine that can do what Creation Engine does and is better, like demonstrably better
Unreal
enough
Engine, good.
to justify the cost of switching to it would be
Yeah.
billions and billions of dollars. And I just don't think, even with Microsoft money, I don't think that's
anyone.
I get it, but it's like, dude, even with that money, it's like that is a stupid investment for something that may or may not pay off.
Yeah, I mean, look at what we're going to be talking about here shortly with Immortals of Aveum. With your suggestion of, oh, well, maybe you should just go to a newer, bigger, better engine now. Well, look at those specs for just Immortals of Aveum being one of the earlier first like Unreal Engine games to come out, other than the people that
Remnant.
created the engine.
Remnant 2's on it.
Remnant 2's on it?
Yeah, and it has performance issues. If you're not using upscaling on Remnant 2, not a good experience on PC.
So what you're telling them to do, Loke, is to run away from what they're used to. Try something else that could possibly have similar or different, maybe bigger or even worse issues that you don't even know how to possibly take care of right away, because it's not something that you fostered. So you have so said engine that you're renting, keep in mind you got to pay to use that engine. And then those people, you got to ask them how to use their engine if you run into a situation that you don't know how to fix, compared to being those that created the engine, the creation engine, and where they're just like, you know what? Dude is just on the two floors above me. I can just holler at him real quick. He knows everything about this damn engine.
Yeah.
It just creates bigger problems, but I do agree with you in the sense of like, yo, if this doesn't pan out, like, what we doing? Like, why are we still trying to fix something that just continues to leak oil?
Sure.
It's not only that the engine has to be built for the specific thing that they have in mind, right? I think the creation engine is very vast in what it needs to do. I think, is there any other engine in scope of what like a Skyrim or a Bethesda type game has done? Actually, because I can't really see something like that.
No.
I think the creation
maybe the
engine is built for specifically all the different terms around it. Like
I honestly can't think of an RPG like the Bethesda games. I can't think of something that's like third person that has like Baldur's Gate levels of like RPG in it. Maybe not Baldur's Gate 3, but maybe like 2 and 1 and all that other stuff. I honestly can't think of it.
It's not only that, like all the computing that it does behind the scenes, all the different things that it at the same time has to work with, right? To make everything like fall into place. I think that's so complex if you want to do that like on an engine that already exists, like Unreal. I'm trying to get into game development. I'm trying to make my own game, so I'm trying to see a little bit of it. But I don't know if it would be even possible to do it on an Unreal Engine or stuff like that. Maybe, with years and years of trying to change it and code for it. But I think it's that's a really hard.
Okay, let's read this super chat real quick. Osha's coming in with the 70 Rand super chat. Thank you so much. Says Starfield. Yes, man. This is essentially the Starfield show. Essentially, that's what we're doing today.
I'm fine with it.
But hey, no one's fighting it. But to your point, Flemish, I just wanted to add, when people say things like, "Oh, it'll take years to do it," I'm sorry, guys. This is not one and done, 1 week PlayStation exclusives.
No.
All right, this is Bethesda games. These are games that literally have 10, 15 years in them.
Yeah.
I don't mind waiting another 4 when they're
I don't
developing
think
it?
it would be another 4. Because you think when do you think Elder Scrolls 6 comes out? Like just a guess. Because I think probably like 2027.
2030.
10
I say
years.
2027.
10 years.
I say 2030. And
Okay.
if it and I hope they don't do the Starfield thing with Elder Scrolls 6.
Well, what's the
Make
Starfield
it
thing?
well, they're going to use the creation engine, but
Sure.
I hate the creation engine so much. I just wish they would just announce that they're not using the creation engine.
But
That's
why
all I
do
want
you
from
hate-
Elder
well,
Scrolls 6.
Hold on. Why do you hate the creation engine? What do you don't like about it?
Because it feels stiff. I maybe the new one will be more flexible, but it feels stiff to play. It feels stiff to customize. It's not even particularly nice to look at. You guys saw those facial animations at the game show. I'm super excited for Starfield, but I'm not excited to see what's going to happen cutscene wise. Right? I like the shipbuilding. I'm going to do a ton of shipbuilding, but I'm probably not going to enjoy the cutscenes. I'm not, or even the
Cutscenes.
conversations that we're going to have in there. So that matters
It always
to me.
comes back to the
That matters to me.
cutscenes.
Oh my god.
I
Well,
don't
it
think
always
there's going to
comes
be
back to the
cutscenes.
cutscenes.
There's rarely ever cutscenes in Bethesda games.
Yeah. True.
The
don't think you're
real
gonna see
problem
cutscenes.
emerges.
Okay.
Right.
Innate, welcome in, Innate. Innate says, I think you would be lucky if it was 2027, especially with an all new engine. Again, guys, 2030.
Exactly.
You have
I
you
know.
have to think. Hold on. If you make a new engine, you first have to make the engine, which is
Yep.
gonna take multiple years. It's
Yep.
like the other guy
Mhm.
said in chat. What was his name? Let's see. Mr. 7-Digit. He said like you have to train all your devs to use that engine. Now the Unreal Engine, let's say it's the Unreal Engine that they would use. Most people do train for that already before they do go into game development. So because it's the most popular one out there. But
Hey, Fark, don't be deleting your
insane.
chats. Don't be deleting your chats, bro. Go ahead, Flemish.
Like it's gonna take years to just make the engine. Then you need another so many years to just learn how to use it with the whole staff, and then on top of that, make the game. So
Yep.
you're talking about 10 years.
Yeah. Like,
Easily
I
with
was-
the
Stanley
game. On
Francois.
the scope that they use, like Bethesda, it's easily 10 years. That game is so huge, and I'm sure like the
Yep.
next one is not gonna be bigger than Starfield because 1,000 plants, but in scope of what they want to do in the world, I think it's gonna be bigger than what we have right now. Even
Also, once they make that engine, they'll probably have to restart development on Elder Scrolls 6, which, I mean, they've been developing it since on and off since like 2018. So they got to scrap all that, starting a new engine after they build it and learn it. And then that's just a mess. That's a mess.
All right. Stanley Francois says PlayStation guys with their cutscenes, LOL. Hey,
Yeah, right.
The story matters, people. The story matters.
Movies do
and
matter.
Nate says, I'm pretty sure he means when you're interacting with NPCs. Yes, that's what I mean. Fark says,
I
here you
know.
go. Hey, man, Fark, it's more for you than for us, really. This is a safe space. Express yourself on bullshitting on TSWS. Let's move on to the next morsel of the Starfield experience this Friday. Starfield story leaks. So first off, before it clicks away, we're not going to leak or spoil the story for anyone.
Better
here.
not.
We're just gonna discuss the fact that it is being spoiled. Streamer and YouTuber Darius Fears warned Starfield fans not to go under the games tab on Reddit in a tweet. The YouTuber, whose Twitter handle is The Real D Fee, explains that the entire story has somehow been leaked, going on to say that he is unsure of where it all started. In another tweet, Fears advised fans to ignore anything with the word Starfield or human in it. Naturally, such leaks are bound to make their way onto other platforms, and there are those who derive some kind of pleasure out of spoiling stories for others. So gamers who are looking forward to Starfield will have to do extra. We have to be extra cautious in the coming weeks. Flemish, what are your thoughts on people who derive pleasure in spoiling stories?
Well, I mean, it's a shame that people want to do it for other people, right? And there are some people probably that will read that and I'm like, man, this is just. It happened with Last of Us Part 2, right? The stuff got spoiled, a lot of the stuff. And most of the stuff was somewhat right. I think not everything, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure. But it's the same deal. Back then, it's the same deal right now. Just people don't like it, and people are just having fun doing it. And yeah, people just don't like it. So it just sucks. But hey, people can do on the internet whatever they want. So you just
Yeah.
have to deal with it and just don't touch social media, I would say. I mean, I'm not going to watch anything, see anything before the game comes out. So I'm just going to go into it blindly.
So you won't even watch Paris's review
Nope.
from
No,
Kind of Funny.
I will do that after I play the game a little bit. Like, let's say I played it a little bit, and I experienced a lot of the different mechanics and stuff that I've already seen a lot of with the gameplay we saw. I'm just curious to find out for myself. It just that game is all about exploration, experiencing all the different things for you as a player, right? And that's what Todd and the team wants. They just want you to experience your own story. And his is gonna be different than mine anyway. I mean, I just like to murder everything I see in games. Not that I do that in real life, of course. That would be crazy. But
That's why we
no.
have games, bro. So we don't have to do it in real life.
Yeah. But yeah, just in general, like I just, I just, I have nothing more to say about it. I'm done.
Okay. Matt, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on people that are busy ruining or spoiling the story of Starfield?
I think these people stink. These people are lame, honestly. But yeah, it happens. Unfortunately, it's just social media being social media. They spoiled Hogwarts Legacy for me. They were spoiling God of War. People are going to spoil Spider-Man 2. We're getting it with
Which is
Starfield
unfortunate as
now.
well.
Yeah, it sucks, but it's like I don't know. A lot of people or a few select people love being assholes on the internet. And if that's what they want to do, I guess they're going to do it. Just got to be careful
And I think
not
it's
to see
even
it.
more. I think it's even more cruel for Spider-Man when they do it
Oh, yeah.
because that's the only thing going for it. The
What-
actual gameplay in it. I mean, you can just play the previous two games and you're good. Whereas with Starfield, even if they spoil the story, the gameplay is half of the game. If we're being real. Anyway, Ham, what are your thoughts on the people spoiling Starfield, the story for Starfield?
I mean, I think it's just. I mean, obviously it's childish, but I think it's a little bit deeper in like some sort of psychology area that I probably don't understand myself. Where they feel the need to take an experience that they know is going to be large to other people or mean them a lot and just pretty much just shit on it.
No.
And to me, it's like like they're past being selfish. They don't care about that. Selfishness is gone in the rearview mirror, right? So this is like a sensation of power that a person thinks that they can wield, and there's and what's crazy is there's a fan for everything, right?
Yeah.
There's literally a fan for everything. So if you're a piece of shit, there's going to be fans for people that are pieces of shit. And
Damn.
that's why the cycle continues, and it'll never stop.
Sadly.
It's unfortunate, but some people will say, well, that seems out of nowhere, but it's always a form of retaliation. Whether it's actually retaliating to other gamers, or maybe a retaliation into something that happened previously, so they like to be unhinged and give people a shitty day because they can't have a good day. They're having the worst time trying to figure out how to maintain their own happiness, so they got to take advantage of others. That's really what I see in this whole thing. It's pretty black and white.
Well said.
All right. Haters gonna hate, I guess. All right, so let's
Also-
move on. Okay, go
Oh,
ahead,
my
man.
bad. I was just gonna say, like, how do you spoil a game like Star? Because I guess you could spoil the end conclusion of the main story of the game.
Yeah.
But with like all the different guilds or factions, that would be called, all the different factions in the game, all the different possible outcomes within the factions. How do you go about spoiling the experience of Starfield, other than I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you what happens at the end of the story?
Which is what 20% of the actual experience.
Yeah. So I mean, good luck, I guess. Spoiling it, I guess.
Yeah.
Flemish, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sound like you're debating if you need to add some more salt there.
No, I
Speaking
think
of
he's
salt.
totally right. I think he's totally right.
All right. Speaking of salt, we have a tweet shared by @PeterOval5, who says PlayStation fanboys getting ready to review bomb Xbox exclusive Starfield. I doubt he can create 1,000 accounts alone. Pathetic. He quote tweeted at Xbot Tears 360, who said, starting account 1 of 1,000, goodbye Starfield score. Smirk, I guess. Emoji. Flemish, what do you think about Xbot Tears 360?
Salty?
You're not lying.
I think it's super salty to just try to bring a score down. First of all, as a gamer, I don't really care about numbers. First and foremost, I think those systems that they use for like reviewing games with numbers in the internet, where everybody can post whatever they want except reviewers, right? And just review bomb games, it's just a flawed system. Just look at your own thing. Just look at some YouTubers you like if you really want to review, and just experience the game for yourself. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking at numbers, but I don't think they're the end all be all. Just look at the game yourself. I mean, if you're gonna play the game anyway, why even look at those numbers in the first place, or try to get a high score? I mean, or low score in his what he wants eventually. I think it's childish. It just shows what kind of person he is, and that means so most people will just think he's a fraud. So he's burning himself. If it's not satire, of course. If it's satire, then it's the other way around. More people will think it's funny, but.
All right. Ham, Raichi disagrees with you. He says some people are just stupid and share the story because they are way too excited.
Man, I
thoughts?
always think that there's underlining issues. I always think that there's underlining issues. There's always something that leads to something else, in my opinion. You don't just wake up and you're just like, I'm gonna fuck everybody over.
Right.
You don't just do that. You like there had to be some sort of issue in the past that put you in the situation to feel the need to go out of your way like that. Somebody got into your feelings and you felt like this was a get back moment. Whether it hit the target, the shots were fired and people got hit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's just the way I kind of look at it. But continue.
All right, Ham, what are your thoughts on Xbox Tiers 360 and people that are planning to do the things that he's also planning to do?
I forgot what the initial thing was because I went back to the
Xbox
previews.
Tiers 360 said he, she, or they are starting account 1 of 1,000.
Oh, okay, so it's the same thing.
Starfield score, yes.
Okay, so it's the same
No,
thing.
yeah,
Wait,
it's not about
wait. No, this
spoilers.
is this is okay. Okay, yeah, this isn't the spoiler. This is the
No,
review
no.
bombing part. So,
Yes.
so I think this, although, I mean, we can all be like, this dude's an idiot. This is more of an issue for Metacritic.
Yep.
Because in my opinion, I look at it like this. If any old person can just walk into your airport and steal your plane, we can all look and be like, man, that guy that stole that plane is an idiot. But I think the more brilliant person might be like, why is he getting past TSA?
How did he start the engine? How did nobody stop him from taking off?
Exactly. How did he get this far? And
Where did
he's
he
so
find the key?
confident. And like that's the problem with Metacritic, in my opinion, is like these people are confident and they know that they can get in there and ruffle some feathers up. And Metacritic just sits there like they're on a fucking beach in Panama City. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Why isn't any like
can I respond?
Yeah, sure. I feel like it's a good time.
Yeah.
Clicks are the name of the game.
That's
if you
fair.
make it too hard to access and influence, it's less clicks. If everyone can get in and do whatever, that's more clicks. Good clicks, bad clicks, the algorithm, the advertisers don't give a crap. They just know numbers. That's all they know. You got 15 million unique users. That's all the algorithm knows. Go ahead, Matt.
I would push back on that by saying Steam seems to be doing very, very well. And the way that they curate their reviews is you have to have played the game for a certain amount of time before you can say anything about it.
Steam's purpose is not to review games, though.
No, of course not. But reviewing a lot of people do turn to Steam for reviews.
Yes.
Like I'll go to Steam for a review before I ever go to Metacritic. Ever.
Most people won't go to Steam, though. Most people will go to Metacritic. And when I say
it's like Rotten Tomatoes,
clicks, clicks. The reason why I'm saying the clicks don't matter whether it's good or bad is because to Metacritic management, at least, is because that is their bread and butter. Steam can be selective about who gets to review games because most of their revenue does not come from just reviews or people clicking on reviews. Most of their revenue comes from game sales, etc. So even if 7 people review all of their games, it changes nothing. What Steam wants to know is how many games are people buying. That's all they want to know. Whereas Metacritic wants to know how many people are logging onto the site, how many people are registering, how many people are clicking to vote, like to give their review. That's all Metacritic cares about. Mr. Jonah Dark says Metacritic warned people when Sony launched God of War Ragnarok and that they would be removing those fake reviews, but they're not consistent. Hey, Metacritic. You know what? We're not going to talk about whether Metacritic and IGN.
I was just gonna say it.
We already know about it. Yeah.
Buddies. They are buddies.
Yeah, because they came out very early for God of War, and The Last of Us Part 2. They were very aggressive on that on those games. Like the games hadn't even come out, and they were already like, "Yo, we're ready to go. We got the whole squad." But hey, that's a topic for another day.
It's just like
Matt.
Yeah.
The PlayStation delegation chooses Metacritic.
Oh my god.
But by the way,
I shouldn't have brought up the IGN thing. Go ahead, Flemish.
Steam. So Overwatch 2 came out on Steam on 10th
Mhm.
of August, right? That has an overwhelming negative review score.
Yep.
on people that play the game almost no time at all, 0.1 hour. I see here,
Oh yeah.
and it's a 9% positive reviews. 9. So even though Steam has some precautions, I mean, even everyone can put a review on there,
Sure.
and they use it now as an outlet because they can't put it anywhere else. So
Hey, but
most
that's
people-
still better. It's still better than Metacritic because Metacritic, you can log in, you haven't bought the game, you haven't installed the game on any platform, you haven't put 30 seconds into the game, but you're reviewing it. On Steam, at least you have to do something with the game, and then
You
you
have
can
to
talk about
at
it.
least put money into that game.
I would solve it by for most people wouldn't go through this. There's a particular website, I think through achievements or something, that tracks everything
Yeah.
from your games, right? If you
Okay.
link that to, let's say, Metacritic, and you have to play the game for, let's say, 5 hours. Most people are not gonna let the game just run for 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
And then you
gotta
can
be
quote
unhinged.
something.
Yeah. Also, you
I
can't
think
get.
that would save a lot of bombing.
You can't get
That kind of
1,000
stuff.
reviews out of 1,000 fake reviews out of one person doing 5 hours.
Man,
That's a lot of hard
man, can you-
work.
if
That's-
Metacritic did that,
yeah.
can you imagine the salty PlayStation guys having to buy an Xbox, pay for Game Pass, install Starfield, turn it on for 5 hours, and then you can go and shit on it for one review. And then if you want to do that with other accounts, you have to go and keep re-registering new accounts on Xbox to redo that again and again and again, and also vice versa.
And
And also vice versa for the
what I would
Xbox
add on
fans
that
that want to
as
do that for
well-
PlayStation games.
what I would
Mhm.
add on that as well, like if you can blur the name, right? Just blur the name, make it anonymous, but see what stats he has on the game. So you can actually go to True Achievements and see like the achievements he had in the game or how much time he played, right? So that's
Yeah.
also linked to Metacritic. It would solve a lot of the issues, but yeah, that's something they have
All
to
right.
solve, of course.
Let's go to the chat real quick. Raichi says, "Me and the boys meme ready to review bomb." Okay. Tortoise Hawaii. I could see people getting up in arms if real user reviews get removed on Metacritic, though. Mr. Jonah Duck, I have Horizon, a great score for helping me cure my insomnia. Night
mad
Quill score
disrespectful.
5 out of 5. Good lord. Raichi says you can't get a refund after 5 hours. Exactly. Gabe Newell is a genius. Tortoise Hawaii says, what happens if a game comes out broken? Most people won't play it 5 hours to negatively review it. Hey, that's true. Matt, what's your take on Export Tiers 360?
I'm shocked that people think that folks care, that they're going to waste their time and make 1,000 accounts just to review bomb Starfield. I don't care. That's not going to stop me from playing Starfield. Also, your review, but like all the hard work you put into review bombing Starfield is going to be right next to the real reviews. So people are going to see the real reviews, and you can review bomb that to like a 1.0. Doesn't matter. It's right next to the real review. Make 1 trillion accounts. I don't care. Same with, you want to do Spider-Man 2? I don't care. I really don't.
We're still gonna get Spider-Man 2.
Exactly.
That's a
I don't
fact.
care. Like, I don't know why people
Believe it.
like this person tweeted this. I saw that tweet. They tweeted this as a flex. I'm like, why?
You're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, you're
Stop it.
like,
Get
you
some
got
help.
too much time on your hands. You got way too much time on your hands, but
1,000 accounts? Shit.
figure something out.
I've got like 3 emails, and it's a struggle to keep track.
Yeah.
Anyways, my takeaway from this is exactly what you're talking about, Matt. The real review, the reviewer score. As much as we crap on it, Ham and Flemish, the review from reporters, from journalists, from influencers that Metacritic deems less conflicted, right? That is the score that people will focus on. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they will give 10s to games that don't deserve it. Games like The Last of Us, Part 2.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just crap. But
Oh
most
my
of the
God.
time,
Well, that game was
most
a
of the time,
masterpiece. Shut up, bud.
most of the
Game was-
time, most of the time, they will give good scores to good games and bad scores to bad games. Starfield, there's already talk about it. It's getting like 5 out of 5s, 10 out of 10s, hundreds out of hundreds. So it's a safe bet. It's going to be at least a 90 on Metacritic. I would be shocked if it's less than 90 on Metacritic. I think that's a good segue. What are you guys' predicted scores for Starfield?
I got a wide window for it, but I think it's going to score in the Fallout 4 range. That's
What,
my
88? I
like
think
87,
Fallout 4 is like
88.
80 something, yeah.
87, 88. Hey, if it scores at over a 90, hey, that's fantastic. I just know I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm happy regardless, but I imagine around that. I think it's going to be the most scrutinized Bethesda game of all time, simply because of, it's exclusive to a platform, and I think that brings with it a bit more scrutiny than they might be used to.
Yeah.
Flemish, what's the score?
Well,
Rachie says 93. Oh, that would be nice.
I'm gonna say in the 90s for sure. That game is just so
Hey, I
big
like
in
it.
scope. The game is so big in scope that most people will not be able to review it fully and just have to use the imagination for the rest of the game, right? So
Yep.
they're gonna experience, let's say, 20, 30, 50 hours of the game. I'm not seeing like 100-hour reviews. I don't think we're gonna see much of that, to be honest. I think after 20, 30, 40 hours, you've seen so much of the game already, and just the rest is imagination. Like, okay, so I see most of the mechanics, right? I've seen surprises probably, because you know that Bethesda games are full of surprises and stuff that happens just because it happens.
Fan service.
Yeah, and just how previous Bethesda games are. They're just gonna look at those and just see what did this game do better. What's the difference? So it just some part like I think it's gonna score in the high 90s, to be honest. Low 90s to high 90s.
Nice.
I like it.
Tortoise Hawaii comes out with low 80s. Says because of technical issues, it's Bethesda. Let's be honest. Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm
winging. 84. Okay. Ham. What's your predicted score for Starfield?
I'm sitting at the same score that Forza Horizon got. I'm going with a 94. I mean, not 94, 92. 92 for this
Okay.
one.
Hey.
92.
Okay.
It's going to be
I like all of your
must
answers.
play. It's going to be a must play
Yeah.
game, in my opinion. It's a game that Xbox has taken so serious that they, not only moved the release date with the initial with when it was supposed to come out. What was it?
November
was it
11th,
11?
2020.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. Not only did they do that, but they like pretty much held their cards until they were really ready to do it. And like, I think that kind of says a lot. Although we had the whole Redfall incident, which cannot be forgotten.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I will say, I will say that I don't think that they would take an IP that they think can be on the level of Halo for their platform and just shit the bed with it. Like, I just don't think so. Like,
No.
In my opinion, it's impossible for a platform the size of Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo to come out with two of those in 1 year, two Redfalls in 1 year.
Yep.
I just no.
Man, if Starfield is bad, it'll be worse than Redfall because Redfall was kind of like, oh, marketed as just a good game people gonna enjoy.
Just that 45-minute
Starfield is like
show
the game.
told just that 45-minute gameplay show that they gave us told me that this isn't going to be anything.
Yeah.
All right. Rachie says as long as the UI is simple enough to understand for the simple-minded journalist, it'll score high. Jesus. All right. That's we need to move on. We need to move
All
on.
those folks
The
at
next
IGN.
topic. Okay.
Jared
The
out,
next
hit the like
topic
button.
is yes. If you think IGN is not biased in favor of PlayStation, hit the like button,
Who thinks
share,
that?
etc., etc.
Tell nobody hit the
11
like button.
people, 12 people apparently.
I thought we were trying to get
Anyways.
likes on this. What are we doing?
Anyways,
We're gonna lose.
moving
likes.
on to the
yeah,
next
we lost a
topic.
like. I love that. That's fantastic.
Anyways, during a recent Discord Q&A with Starfield developers, lead quest designer Will Shen and lead designer Emil Pagliarulo were asked whether a pacifist run of Starfield would be possible. Emil replied that the development team had discussed whether they would try to enable a fully non-lethal playthrough of the game, but they had ultimately concluded that it wasn't totally feasible. He clarified that the dialogue options for avoiding combat and non-lethal weapons would both be available in a lot of situations. He couldn't comfortably say you can complete the entire game without any killing whatsoever. So this is for the RPG enthusiasts out there. Flamish, do you care that Starfield doesn't have a pacifist run possible?
No, not at all. I just want to kill everything. So why would I care about pacifist?
Someone get this man a shotgun. Wow.
I'll give a funny story. So when I was in Fallout 76 for the first time, I was playing with 2 friends, and I saw a cat in the house, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill a cat. And they're like, no, don't kill the cat. So we had a whole discussion about it. That's how bad I am in that kind of games. And I know Starfield will let me do most of the stuff. But yeah, for
Demented.
people, there are people that do. Yeah, it is demented. I know. In those games, I just love the freedom of doing it. But I know in some capacity, people love doing pacifist runs. And yeah, it's sad for them. They will not be able to do it. But the game is so big. Like I'm sure there's some way to somehow make sure that you don't kill them, but maybe your companions do instead, right? I mean, they'll find a way. They'll find a way. There's always a way.
All right. Matt, what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on no pacifist run in Starfield?
I don't care. I mean, like, it sucks for people who really super into playing like that, I guess. But like, I mean, I just doesn't affect me. I'm just like, I'm gonna be killing everything. It's the way I play.
Murder everywhere. Ham Solo, do you care that there's no pacifist run in Starfield?
I'm gonna be playing as Khan Noonensai. Does it sound like
Who's
I
that?
care?
Who is that?
Khan? You don't know that guy?
No, I don't know who Khan Noonensai is.
Oh my god!
I don't
All right,
either, honestly.
So it is. It's the guy from Star Trek. He was the guy that robbed a ship, and Captain Kirk had to go take care of him. I'm gonna be the.
Oh, you're talking about Khan. You're talking about Khan.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Shit, you're gonna be Khan?
Yes.
Didn't he
I'm gonna be Khan.
commit genocide?
I'm gonna be Khan.
Wow.
That's your answer, bud.
That went from like 0 to 1,000, dude.
Yep, I'm getting the worst religion that I can possibly find, and hopefully with the whole kids
Wipe them out.
thing that you can get, it's just a bad storyline. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe even my parents gotta go. Maybe even my parents gotta go.
What?
I love
Bend
it. I
the
love it.
knee. I'm gonna have everything bending the knee until I find Kurt. I ain't stop.
Everyone dies. Wow.
Mhm.
Let's go to the chat real
Old
quick.
girl was collecting sandwiches. I'm gonna be collecting them limbs.
Okay. Wow. Damn. Raichi says you don't need to complete the story. You can be a merchant and skip the dangerous quest. I swear, Ham, this is why I'm so excited for Starfield. This is because of stuff like this.
What? Because you can sell bananas?
Being a merchant.
You trying to sell some oranges roadside?
Or oranges. Dude, drugs, bro. I want to be like a drug runner.
You talk about
guns.
0 to 1,000. Jesus, you went from oranges to man, I'm trying to sell that piff.
Dude.
Drugs, carrot cake.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Cheesecake. I want to ship illegal cheesecake all over the place. That's what I want to do.
He said, don't drop that yellow cake.
Some moon sugar.
Raichi, you hit it on the head, dude. It's because of stuff like this that I'm like, yo, I hope Starfield does what it says in the box. Dolomite says, I'm going to be a bounty hunter, so I have to smoke some fools. Again, can you imagine the replayability of Starfield? You play your one campaign as a merchant. You play the next one as a bounty hunter. You play the next one as a spy. The next one, you're a cook.
My second playthrough, I might just be an absolute freak, and I may never leave Pleasure Island, bruh. I may never leave that island or that
planet.
Yeah, we trying to have.
I think there's a planet.
Time. Yeah, it's a planet. Pleasure planet.
Wow.
Pleasure P.
Okay, Ham.
I'm excited.
Tortoise Hawaii says people will figure out a way to do pacifist run. People are trying to beat Mario Odyssey without using Cappy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, hey, dedication, man. That's all I can say. Mr. Jared Duck says, I'm going to play as Samus and hunt people down. Sure. Raichi, in Starfield, I want to be Newt Gunray, and my blockade over New Atlantis will be completely legal. Good luck with that one. See, this is what's beautiful about RPGs. Stuff like this, freedom to just do whatever. And I guess you can't do it if you're not on the creation engine, so whatever. Mr. Johnny Dark says, I want to traffic body parts in Starfield. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Why am I so excited for that? Dorian Gray, it's the later playthroughs when mods come out. Again, PC is winning all the time, guys. They have full backwards compatibility. They have 100% freedom to do whatever with mods. It's just the best. Raichi says Ham wants GTA 6. Okay. Welcome in Fastback OG NLG podcast. Dolomite, I'm going to see how long I can stay on the starting planet before I leave. Hey man, enjoy yourself.
I was saying, like,
Dark, I would not be reading that comment.
They were talking about a jail system, and since I'm Khan, I'd love to be able to start in prison. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Just start out
probably
the
a way
game
to do it.
in
There's
prison.
Probably a way.
You'll probably be able to do that once they add an alternate start mod.
Oh shit. Sorry, Sir X-Man. Sorry. Sir X-Man says I want to steal all the toilet paper in the universe. Your butt is that big? For real? Jeez. Dorian Gray says, you know there will be topless mods, LOL. Hey.
Of course they will.
That is not a bad thing, okay? That is not a bad thing. Lastly, this is the last Starfield. Oh, this is not the last piece of Starfield news,
Let's
but
go.
it's the next Starfield news. Starfield named crew members. So Starfield's imminent. It will offer 20 named characters for players to welcome into their crew. Pulling from a recent Starfield Q&A, Clobril compiled a list of new information about the massive space RPG on Twitter. One of the tidbits highlighted in the post was the fact that there will be over 20, so not 20, over 20 named characters that players can recruit as crew members on their spacecrafts. Each one of these potential crewmates comes with their own dedicated background and story for players to uncover. It's unknown whether these 20 characters can also be stationed at players' settlements or if they're only available for the ship crew. Flemish, what are your thoughts on 20 plus crew members to be recruited and backstories and side quests, etc., etc.?
Well, it's more than the previous game, so I'm just happy there's more choice for people to enjoy how they want to play the game. I just hope there's a granny or something, like a grandpa or granny that just like annoys you the whole time, like in my day.
I like it.
But
Yeah.
no, it just good thing. There's nothing much to say about the rest of it. Just more choice. Better for the player.
Okay. Ham, what are your thoughts on 20 plus crew members?
Sounds like I'm gonna have to make some choices. Depends on their demeanor.
Yeah.
It might end up being like 5.
5.
Left alive.
Okay. Wow, you're going to kill your crew members. Okay.
I
Rachie
mean,
says
if they ain't on the right, they ain't walking the line right, I'm gonna have
your crew member, your own. Okay. Matt, what are your thoughts on 20 plus crew members? Ham trying to kill everyone.
I mean, you can, might as well. I mean, yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to it. Like Famish said, I mean, dude, that's by far the most you could ever have in any Bethesda game. So, and I am interested to see, like you said, if I can bring those to my settlements, because I do plan on putting people that I don't like just on a planet by themselves and a settlement doing work for me. That's what I plan on doing. I don't ever want to see these people if I don't like them. But yeah, I'm excited.
You want them to be productive for you.
Yes, and make me money. Figure it out.
Can I say the S word? Can I?
What's
it okay?
that? What was that?
The S
What's that?
word?
Nah, I mean, hey,
Okay.
they get a nice, comfy place to stay in. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
A hot meal, air
Exactly.
conditioning.
And they make me money. That's fine.
Lord.
It's no big deal.
Let's go to the chat. Dorian Gray says, I think they're putting the Skyrim grandma in the game as a tribute. I think that would be beautiful.
No, she already said
nice.
they're not. I wish they were, though.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I wish they were. She doesn't even want, dude. She is furious that because she's really old and she's furious that they're not doing Elder Scrolls 6 right now. And she's
but
like,
she wants to play the next one.
Yeah, she's like, all I want is Elder Scrolls 6. And she's like 85 years old. I'm like, man, just someone get this grandma Elder Scrolls 6, please.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Let's move on to the next. Please tell me this is the last one. This is not the last piece of Starfield news.
Stop
the penultimate.
Let's keep going. Let's keep that up. Let's see if we can keep topping ourselves.
I was scrolling down thinking this is the last one, Ham. It's the penultimate. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there. This is a tweet from i3bit. He said, lol, I swear they proved me right. every single time when it comes to their bias, even in small ways. Here's how the article should read. Xbox PC players can preload the game from tomorrow, starting tomorrow, August 17th. But how it actually reads is some Starfield players can preload the game from tomorrow. Flemish, do you have a problem with IGN not
was IGN again?
saying?
Yeah,
Ugh,
they can't
God,
stop. Won't stop.
You guys stink. You guys really, really
Who's
stink.
you guys?
Look.
Who's you guys? Who are you talking
you
to?
guys
Who are
over
you
there at
talking to?
IGN. You guys stink.
He got scooped on someone inside, maybe.
Yep,
Who's you guys?
I'm talking to you, Loke.
Oh my god! Would you let Flemish just
Go ahead,
Flemish?
bud.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this tweet by IGN?
Well, for me, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not even gonna read it until I play the game, and I'm not gonna read IGN reviews. I see the 3-minute video, and that's it. Probably will not be 3 minutes this time around, but yeah, I just don't wanna. I just don't care about people playing early than me. It's their job to review games. I want them to have enough time to.
Well,
to
Flamish, we're
really
not
go
talking
in.
about the review. We're just talking about the pre-download for Starfield and how IGN literally just put like what'd you say they put, Low, particularly?
Some
sorry.
players.
Some Starfield players can preload the game
Starfield
from
players.
tomorrow.
That's great. Starfield players.
Okay, sorry, I was totally missed the ballpark. So it's ridiculous. Can they?
Yeah.
Why choose one side over another and not just? Do they have a contractual obligation with PlayStation?
Who knows? Who knows? I mean,
It's
Look.
weird. It's weird.
Yes.
What's your contract looking like?
Questions.
yeah. What kind of money are you getting from PlayStation? Look, what are you?
Yeah.
Flemish,
what
please
you
finish
doing?
your point.
I-
Flemish, finish your point.
I think it's weird. It just raises questions towards genuineness, in my opinion. Like, are they genuine? Are they gonna be genuine at launch when they gonna do the review? When it comes out
I
after the
don't
review?
know.
It raises questions for gamers.
Who's to say? It does raise questions for gamers, doesn't it, Luke?
All right,
I'm interested to hear Luke's take on this, honestly.
Hey, you weren't interested in hearing my take on everything else, Matt.
Well, because
what's
this
your
one's
take on
really
this tweet?
interesting.
No, it hits home, right? It really hits home.
I know why.
Ham, you toxic son of a gun.
Hey, I'm not the one
Matt.
getting paid by IGN, okay?
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah,
what are
bud.
your thoughts on this tweet specifically?
I mean, it's just another thing in the pile of evidence against IGN that they really don't like Xbox for some reason. I don't know what it is. And you know, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But I mean, hey, it's IGN, so it's par for the course.
Oh my god, Mr. Joel Duck says, Loke, does your check say signed by Jim Ryan, LOL?
Right?
Okay. Ham Solo, what's your take on the IGN comment? Especially considering
Really,
you're the
Loke?
one who
Do you need my take, Luke? Do you want
Right.
more? Do you really want more? Do you want me to bring the house down on your beloved IGN? Because they fucking stink. They suck.
They sure do.
And
Get 'em.
and I just don't understand how somebody
Hold
that
up.
literally
Hold up.
What the hell you want me to hold up for now?
Tortoise Hawaii has a good point. He says, I just read the article. They said it because Steam users can preload on the 30th. So there's that.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they
Tortoise
could have just
Saliva,
said,
shut
hey,
up.
they could have just said, hey, Xbox players can preload now.
Yeah,
We love you,
Xbox
Tortoise
Game
Hawaii,
Pass
but shut the fuck up.
players.
I ain't buying that shit. I ain't
God
buying none of
damn.
that shit, man. You knew exactly what you were doing. Every single time, it seems like who has the issue with just the way they write something out. Oh, whoops, a daisy. Forgot to put them in the Mortal Kombat in Lies of P. It slipped my mind. You know what
Right.
else? Starfield players. Because there are those already, right? Those exist right now. Starfield players. That doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Xbox players or Steam players. They act like they ran out of characters. They did not run out of characters to be able to say what they needed to say. They just chose not to because they notice folks are going to look at IGN with a fine-tooth comb, and the first thing that they don't see that doesn't quite look right is going to drive up the clicks for them. It's some dirty-ass newscasting. That's exactly what it is.
Mhm.
They're just a bunch of filthy ponies over there
Yep.
thinking that they're pulling a fast one on me, but they're not.
Yeah.
And and it stinks that we got one of them on the panel today. It
It
stinks.
sure does.
By the way,
Uh.
in my opinion, like what Tortoise say, right? I just read the article. They say because Steam rules can preload. If you say some Starfield players, it doesn't make even more. It doesn't make sense at all because then you don't know. Like as a Steam user, like do they mean me?
Yeah.
So you
Just-
can't even like know what side.
Just say Xbox and Windows
Yeah.
players can pre-download. That's it. That's literally it. Now look,
Sir X-Man came for my throat. Well done, Sir X-Man. He
Good.
said, Loke, sorry, you can't even download it on PlayStation. Okay. Okay.
right? That cracking compression is hard at
Um,
work on PlayStations, like 0 gigabytes.
All right. All right. Let's move on to the next topic real quick. Because I will not be addressing this at all. Adam Savage.
What? No.
Built-
No.
Adam-
No.
What do you mean
we doing?
no?
No, Luke,
What do
you're
you mean
not.
no?
You're not addressing that. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. You can't just. We're all saying I can't wait to hear what Luke has to say, and then Luke's, I'm not addressing it. And he just moves right on to no.
I'm so
Come
happy
on.
you caught that. I'm so happy you caught that
What?
because I didn't catch it at all. Matt holding the
What do you-
goddamn line. Loke, what are you doing?
What do you got to say, Luke? Come on.
Get your ass out here and speak about your company. Take a little
not my
initiative and
company. It
responsibility.
is not my company.
Take responsibility for your
Right.
ponies, your fellow stable members.
Mhm.
Go on ahead and speak for them.
Rachie says they should
Oh.
say
guy's a
Starfield from
shit.
Xbox Studios.
This guy.
Do I see sweat? Do I see sweat drops?
all right.
Come on, Lo, give us
I'm
a
not
take. We're
sweating.
hungry.
Okay, I'll
Give it
be
to me.
brief. I'll be brief. Some Starfield players can preload the game from tomorrow. Is technically
Okay.
true.
Here we
Alright.
go.
It is
Here we
technically
go.
true. But here we go. Dude, this is not a trap, is it? Jeez. So technically it is true, but objectively it feels like okay, it doesn't feel it you are literally lying by omission. They should have said Xbox. I'm sure the same person that didn't say Xbox here is also the same person that made the video from last week or the week before. And they're probably going to get like a reprimand. And this won't happen again. IGN will show everyone very soon, especially after the launch of Starfield. They will show everyone that they're very impartial.
Yeah.
IGN is a professional website that does not pick sides in the console war. And
Okay.
that is all I have to say on it. Next,
All
Adam
right.
Savage.
That was a load of
Looks like,
bullshit, but all
please
right.
click on my article.
That was a big load of horse shit from Loke 7, but let's keep going. Let's keep it moving.
Pushing.
Adam Savage built a real Starfield starship. So for anyone that wants to see the video, I am putting it in the chat right now. That's the link. He built when we say real, right? It's not a starship you can get into and fly off into space with. It is just a physical toy. It's the size of a PS5. All right? And it's plastic. It doesn't even work. It's not even like a freaking... Okay, point is it looks nice. It's a nice toy. All right?
Yes.
Ham, you saw the video. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm disgusted because I see Tortoise Hawaii in the chat saying some blasphemous shit. Loke for fucking president. Get this
Let me
man.
screenshot.
Impeach this man. Impeach
certainly
this
got
man.
the-
Get him out the
Ham,
office.
I don't care. I don't
Certainly
care if you
talks
got
like a politician.
to get me out the office, I need to get in first. So thank you very much for your vote of confidence, my brother. I appreciate your support. Carry on with your point.
Ah, this just stinks. I hate you.
Just,
I don't even remember what we were talking about. I'm so pissy right now. I'm fucking irate. Sir Xan with a $2 super chat saying, Loke, please stop the cap. IGN ain't so, for IGN and Sony. Yeah, cut it. Cut it.
If
I'm not
I wa-
capping for IGN and Sony. Just
You're
IGN.
capping.
I got a question. If you write an
Well-
article, does it go to another person that actually checks the article and sees the errors?
Yeah. That's literally what happens. Not just at IGN,
Yeah.
but
there's
everywhere
not
else.
one person. There's
Wow.
multiple people that have seen this article. before it
Exactly.
even goes
Oh my
live.
god, that was a trick question. You were trying to bait me. Seriously.
Well, I don't even think it was
What
bait.
I
Actually, he
would have
sassed
done-
on
I
his
don't think
question.
that's what
If it
happened.
was
Loke's just in his
if it was
feelings.
just me, to end the topic basically on that, if it was just me, I would just say like everyone but Steam that can play Starfield, right, can preload the game at the 17th. Steam has to wait till the 31st. That's what I would have said.
Literally just Xbox and Windows.
My god, I brought up Adam Savage and the real Starfield starship, and no one is talking about it. Y'all are still hung up on it. Come on, guys. Jesus.
You didn't give us
No,
a
no,
conclusion.
we're
of that.
doing
I'm sorry,
that
Luke.
because you're trying to
No.
dodge, duck,
You
and
didn't.
do all the dodgeball tricks.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm doing dodgeball right now.
hmm
Okay, what do you guys want me to say? I don't understand. What do you guys want me to say?
Not that
Nothing.
IGN
Let's
is
continue.
obviously impartial. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep it
let's
a
go.
buck, you know.
That's a good
but,
Oh,
point,
I like
actually.
that.
I don't expect that from you, so I'm just gonna move on. Anyways, what I thought about the Starship
Toy.
thing that he made, I thought it was pretty cool. Really dope promotion. And as I said before, like I thought they were under promoting Starfield, in my opinion. But
hmm
as I said in previous podcasts, yo, the Google numbers shut me the fuck up. Seeing Adam Savage talk about this shut me the fuck up. Seeing Post Malone come out and saying I'm playing the shit out of this game shut me the fuck up. I clearly didn't know what I was talking about, and I'm okay to admit when I'm wrong. I just really am excited to see how far this is reaching, and I didn't even realize that it was doing it. It's nuts. It's kind of wild in my opinion. But yeah, I seen the ship. It was pretty dope. Nice little toy. I've also seen them talk about dropping like a case. Not Adam, but like somebody made a case that's like for Starfield for your PC. Which is pretty dope too. So like this thing is being advertised outside of Xbox, which is pretty nuts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Matt, I hope you saw the video, that you saw the toy. What did you think of the Starfield ship?
Looks awesome. Looks awesome. And it's supposed to be like a full, isn't it supposed to be like a series leading up to Starfield? Like this was part 1, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be more. I don't know how that works, but yeah, it looks awesome. And it's good promotion. And I mean, Ham brought up a good point. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of promotion of this game, but then you kind of realize maybe it doesn't need it if the entire world is already just going to promote it for you.
Flemish, what are your thoughts on the Starfield toy?
Well, I just checked the video from Amanda Savage because I haven't seen it actually yet. I will look at it in detail later, so I'm gonna look into the entire video. But yeah, it's like a model basically. I wouldn't even describe it as a toy. It's more collectible that he made for himself.
Well, Logan's a disrespectful pony, so don't expect anything good from that dude.
Yeah, I was a model builder, so I know exactly what I've seen. I made like tiny models. Oh no. Okay, that came in late. Jesus. Yeah, it's so cool to see stuff like that, right? And Adam Savage is like the perfect guy to do that kind of stuff. He's done that in the past with other kinds of things like Gundams. He did like a build of a really expensive Gundam that was really cool as well. And to see him do that with Starfield, it just right up his alley, is right, this thing. So it's just cool to see that kind of stuff. I think he's really excited to play a game himself as well.
Yeah, a lot of people are excited to play Starfield.
Yeah.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally reached the end of the Starfield news. It's over.
Devastated.
The Starfield news for this week at least is done. We'll bring you more next week. Next piece of news for this week is Xbox 360, right? The digital store is losing over 222 games next year. So this is from videogameschronicles.com. More than 220 digital Xbox 360 games will no longer be available for purchase when Microsoft closes the Xbox 360 store next year. The VGC analysis shows it's a lot of games.
Yeah.
Flemish, did you get to see the list? What are your thoughts? Are you heartbroken about losing over 220 of these games?
Well, like I said, I really came into Xbox at the Xbox One era, so there's not many Xbox 360 games I am going to miss because I don't know most of them probably. There are other ways to get those games to this date, though, through other means. Amazon is one of them, I would say. You can still buy discs and play them other ways. But yeah, it's always sad to see games go. I mean, there's so many games we can't even play that are from retro. I think, I don't know if someone knows the number, but I think it's in the high 80s or something from games that just disappeared that we cannot ever play again in total of the whole games industry. So yeah, it's always sad to see more games go. And one of my favorite games I do know, because I had a 360, I bought that game but couldn't play it on that console, was Shaolin Monks from Mortal Kombat.
Really?
Yeah. That was
okay, because I'm looking at the list. I'm looking at the list right now. I'm trying to like cut down the important games, and Jesus, 220. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
I'm still at the B's, and from what I can see is Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate, Batman the Telltale series, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, Burnout Crash, Call of Duty Classic, Double Dragon 2, Duke Nukem 3, Dungeon Defenders, Dungeons and Dragons Dagger Dale. Like so many of these games just gone. And you're right, yeah, Mortal Kombat Arcade also is going. Resident Evil 0, just gone. South Park Let's Go Tower Defense Play.
Oh, that
South
game
Park.
was fire. I don't know if you guys played that. That game was fire.
Yep. These are the games that I highlighted, which I personally played, so I know them. South Park Tenement's Revenge. I enjoy that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a bad situation.
Siberia 2,
Sick.
Tron, Watchmen Part 2, Worms, Xenoclash UE, Xenoclash 2, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium Duels. Those are the games that I highlighted that I played. Among many others that I'm sure everyone else here has a bunch of games that they're going to miss. They're going next year. So if you need them, figure out a way to get this and then go. Sir X-Men says, Loke, don't come to GRG tonight. You were gonna get it. Oh Lord.
He's threatening you.
Yeah, buddy.
Why am I gonna get it?
You know why,
Oh,
Loke.
Shit.
You know
Sir
why.
funny.
X-Men Sir X-Men says the games you purchase will still be available to be played. We know this. That's what happens with most stores. It's just like Forza Motorsport 7. The game, you can't buy it anymore, but if you bought it, it's there. You can re-download it as many times as you want. Raichi says, when some games become unavailable, the high C is viable. It's actually one of the reasons why a lot of people opt for the high Cs. Ham, what are your thoughts on these games leaving the Xbox 360 store?
I mean, it's always sad to see a store kind of shut down and close and whatnot. Luckily, and as I said earlier, and I think in the show, backwards compatibility, it's just super important. So being able to carry certain games over to the series consoles, especially physical games and whatnot, it's really important to have. But that's pretty much it though. Like, it just kind of stinks, but had to go for whatever reason and whatnot. And I don't know, like, if you use like using those stores, like the the PlayStation store or the 360 store, like downloading games on those consoles today sucks.
Terrible.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good your internet is.
Nope.
Yeah,
True.
it's very limited. So
It's
I
unfortunate.
feel bad for those that still need it, but at the same time, it's kind of like it was going to go at some point. And I think that Xbox is more or less taking advantage of knowing that they're growing and doing bigger and better things, and finally maybe closing some doors that they've been wanting to close, but they don't want to deal with the backlash. But seeing that Starfield's coming out, everybody's like looking left while they're going right. You know what I mean?
What the hell's going on here? Mr. 7 Digit says Loke better not pull up. What's going to happen to me if I go to GRG tonight? And it's like you guys know not to provoke me. Don't tell me not to do things, guys. If you actually want me not to do these things. Anyways, Matt, thoughts on Xbox shutting down the 360 store?
I was really upset about this until, I mean, it still sucks, but until I realized that I can still buy backwards compatible games on my Series X and S.
Mm.
I mean, like, really at this point, if I'm buying a game for my 360, then I'm going to get the game physically. I'm not buying it from the Xbox store on there. So, like, it sucks, but at the same time, for me personally, it does not affect me. I won't pretend that it does.
All right. Well, Tortoise Hawaii brings up a good point. Says buy these games on the cheap now on physical. They'll
Yep.
go up in price once digital is gone. That is true. That is true. This is the way. Let's move on to the penultimate topic for today, which is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 fully revealed. So this is from a tweet by Clobril. The campaign, cinematic Call of Duty campaign missions plus open combat missions that provide more player choice. Multiplayer, all 16 launch maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 have been fully modernized into the new engine, plus new modes and gameplay features available at launch. 4 ground war maps, over 12 all-new core 6v6 maps coming post-launch during live seasons, carry forward weapons and cosmetic content including bundles, operators and other rewards and unlocks will carry forward between Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. God damn, what?
That's insane right there.
Yeah.
Activision.
That's what
I
people have
think
been
it's a
asking for
typo.
forever.
It's a
Yep.
typo. Activision's
No.
going to correct this. They're gonna come out and say
No.
one
They
of our
said it a long time
interns
ago.
fucked up. One of our interns fucked up. This is like $300 million,
They
like
didn't.
just thrown into the wind.
No.
Someone messed up, guys.
They didn't.
All right, let me finish here. Map voting, overhauled movement, slide cancel, reload cancel, fire immediately after sliding, increased strafe speeds, and adds movement and more. Classic minimap, 150 health, gear perk system, all perks active from the start of match. Wait, classic minimap, is that the one with the red dots on it?
Red dots on
Does
it.
anyone remember the classic minimap on Call of Duty?
Like
I
in
think that
Modern Warfare 3 and stuff like that.
I know I'm talking about
like
Modern
old
Warfare.
Modern
Where
Warfare
if you
3.
shoot,
Yes, yes.
that you see the characters.
Yeah.
Yes,
You see
no.
that dot
You
kind
see
of
like the red dot from the sound.
arrive, and then
Yes.
it'll kind of go away slowly.
That's the classic minimap, correct?
that's
Could
the
be.
map they showed that they were talking about.
They showed the map.
I mean, I forget who it was. It might have been like Charlie Intel or Advanced Warzone, whoever. Like those one of those accounts was like talking about the classic mini map, and I'm pretty sure that's the map. Like because
Oh,
Modern Warfare
okay.
3, I think they're focusing on the map from Modern Warfare 3 to bring back.
Oh, okay. That'll be awesome. Anyways, Flemish, what are your thoughts on the reveal or the leaks for Modern Warfare 3? Go. Welcome in, Dragon Out, Yo B.
I am not interested in Call of Duty anymore. I've skipped a couple. The last time I bought Call of Duty was at launch, 1 or 2 Call of Duties ago, or 3. I can't remember specifically, and it was just broken at launch after 2 hours of trying to play one match and not get booted out immediately. I refunded my game before 2 hours were up. So I was just done. I was done. I didn't want to play the game. So
I wonder if
I'm
that was
not
Vanguard.
interested. Vanguard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if that was Vanguard. Because Vanguard, I know,
be.
was messed up at launch, according to everybody.
Yeah, I think it was. I did play Modern Warfare 2 a ton as well because of game sharing. But yeah, I'm just not interested in that kind of shooter anymore. I'm getting too old. My reflexes are not what they used to be.
All right. Matt, Modern
Yeah.
Warfare 3, go. You down?
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. I don't know if it's gonna be day one, just because of how packed the end of the year is. but I'm definitely down for that. I'm excited for it, and I'm happy to hear that they're, not making people buy all the stuff they already bought again. That's something they need to continue with for the future Call of Duties, and hopefully they do. But yeah, I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for it.
All right, Ham, you hyped for Modern Warfare 3?
I'm hyped, but not day one at all. It's the year's too packed, and I'm not going to spend money on things that sit on the shelf. So I'll have to see it either
On Game Pass.
or sometime after. I see what you did right there, but okay. Sometime after Black Friday is when I want to see Call of Duty. Like clear,
All right.
and it'll probably be clear after, especially if they announce that God damn, what's that game I'm thinking of? Golly, what is that Ukraine game that I'm thinking of? It's really frustrating. Stalker 2.
Oh, Stalker.
Yes, if Stalker 2 comes out in December, then see you later, Call of Duty until 2024.
Yeah, and by the time that comes out, we're looking at maybe Avowed. Who knows? I did forget to also talk about Zombies. So, created by Treyarch, open world, largest Call of Duty Zombies map ever. Missions, core zombie features, and secrets to discover. 4-player squads up to 24 players. Anyone excited for Zombies?
No, I don't like zombies.
No.
I like the old Modern Warfare 3 survival is what I loved. I want that back. But zombies I could care less about.
All right. Before we get into our last topic, so I had an unfortunate happen to me. So there will be no quiz today. On the bright side, our guest Flemish will get to participate in picking the winner for this week's $10 voucher. So Flemish, pick someone in the chat that you had fun reading their comments or interacting with them to win a $10 voucher for PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo. Go ahead.
Oh man. Wow, you're putting me on the spot here.
Yeah.
If I have to be
kind of
honest,
like my thing.
I really liked Raichi's comment a lot. He did put me on the spot once as well, where I was wrong about Skyrim. Skyrim actually has 66 companions. I did double check. He was right, and I think
66
different companions, but you only remember like 5 of them or something, right? But I double checked it.
66 companions.
And yeah, except that I think just a general interaction in chat is cool, but that just one comment, and just him being right is just that popped into my head as the one that I want to.
All right, Raichi, you know what to do. Hit us up on Twitter. Get your voucher. Let's get into the last one. Immortals of Aveum will apparently toast your PC.
Let's go.
Ham, you have more details.
No. Go to Matt first because I'm gonna pull up the specs so everybody can see this for themselves.
Oh yeah, so let's see those specs.
Matt,
it's tragic.
Yeah, so it doesn't. I mean, like Ham said, it's tragic. It does not look good. It really doesn't look good. And I'll tell you what, it kind of makes me feel good knowing, like, because I'm excited for Immortals of Aveum, but there's just too much coming out. I'm not going to buy a game right before Starfield. It makes me feel good knowing that, like, hey, I'll get it next year. It'll probably be nice and patched by then,
and I'll get optimized.
Yep, and I'll be getting a really good experience. Because you look at those recommended specs, I don't know if Ham's got them up yet, but when you see them, it's not good. It is not good.
Yep, here it is. I'm gonna pull it up right here, right now. Tragic. So let me just make the screen smaller. Bam, and you guys should see it now. Boom.
And you've been super
Terrible.
excited about this game, Ham Solo.
I was, and now I'm just like, I'm thinking this is gonna
Skeptical.
be on this is gonna be a console game for sure if I even decide to get it, because this is insane. Because my PC, the way they have this out here is my PC is in between low and medium setting.
Yep.
That is
Ooh.
insane for a 3080. That is insane. The high, just the high settings, not the ultra. The high settings is asking for a RX 7900 XT or a 4090.
Yep.
The highest graphics card that you can probably get will get you in the high settings. The ultra settings means that you just went all out on your PC and bought everything that was expensive.
Yep. And keep in mind that 4090, that's including upscaling, because in that little list there, at the very bottom, includes upscaling set to quality by default to maximize frame rates. So you're gonna need that 4090 and upscaling to get that to get that
Can't
third
even run the
tier.
game native. You gotta upscale.
Nope. That's I don't know, that's criminal almost.
Oh
That's
shit.
That's insane.
It's like I said before the show, right? This game is basically made for 10% of PC players. Not even.
That's what it seems like.
I don't even think 10%.
That's a high percentage, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Might be like
well,
top 2%.
if you look at the stats on Steam, you know that most people don't even have I have a
No.
2070 Super. My PC is like 4 years old now. If I want to play this game, I can't even try it on PC. I have to use my console.
Not even on low? Not even on low?
No, I have a
you can't.
2070 I have a
Nope.
2070 Super. My Ryzen CPU is just the same as it is over there, 3700X. So I'm barely there, but just not yet. I can run it. I can't.
The
That's
Hey,
low
consoles
setting
for the win. Consoles for the win.
low
That's all I have
The
to say.
low setting
We'll
is
see.
a 20, not just a 2080, but a 2080 Super
Super.
Yep.
Yeah.
for the low
Insane.
settings,
It's insane.
which is pretty damn wild. And I feel very much like weird because I was sitting here saying, like the PlayStation 5 Pro, which I still think it's a scam. I still think these Pro consoles, mid-gen refreshes, I still think they're scams. Still do.
Yeah.
But seeing Immortals of Aveum pull up like this makes it look a little less like a scam.
Well,
But-
even
but-
with
but-
a
but-
Pro.
Yeah, there's that answer as well, Matt. Even with a Pro, you're not getting anywhere near these settings. The high,
Nope.
the higher ultra, you're not.
Nope. Not even
Okay.
close.
You're not. So
Can I
I mean,
What are we talking budget wise to play extra, to play the ultra? What are we talking about?
You're
Spitball.
spending a 13900 KS and a 7950 X3D plus a 4090. I mean, a 4090 right now is about $1,600. It's about a $600 CPU. You figure also the motherboard and stuff about 250, RAM about 100, a good monitor that gets you 4K 120.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're
It's-
talking near
it's expensive.
$5,000 after
It's
you're all
expensive.
said and done.
What?
Yeah,
it's
yep.
insane.
You're downloading the OS and you probably spent like $4,500.
yep.
10
If you gotta-
Xboxes. You
if-
could buy
if you got a
10
4K
Xboxes.
The 4K monitors alone are insane.
Yeah. Very expensive.
Yeah,
Fucking
I've
insane.
seen those.
Like it's not like getting a cheap 4K TV. It's not possible for monitors. They are all going to be
Dorian-
like $500 minimum, and that's a shitty
Yes.
4K monitor.
Yep.
I even think that most people don't know that the specs are so high. They're just gonna buy the game and get disappointed that they can't run it.
That's crazy.
Dude, I
Dorian
can't
Gray
wait.
says they might sell 100 copies. Dorian Gray says they might sell 100 copies.
I'm waiting to see that day one when those reviews hit on Steam. that
Oh, those Steam reviews are going to be
overwhelming-
tragic.
Overwhelmingly negative. I can only imagine it.
Can we just say in general this year as well that just PC gaming has had a huge downfall in the optimization of games in general?
Oh, it's been
I agree.
terrible. It's been
Force
horrible.
Spoken kicked it
Weird with this
off.
year.
Dead Space was tragic when it first came out. Hogwarts was tragic.
Survivor,
Star
Star Wars.
Yeah, I was gonna say Star Wars Jedi Survivor was unplayable. I mean, the list goes on for PC, and sure, it's the place to get the most premium look of your game, but it's at like the cost of decent optimization. They're just like, it
Yep.
runs on PC, it'll be fine. Let's just throw it out there. They'll figure it out for themselves because of all the different because of all the different all the different parts people have to build PCs. So it's not easy to do. I'm not going to say that all these publishers or developers don't know how to do their jobs. It's not that. It's just like that's a complex thing to have to do. Like you're trying to build a game good for everything, and this Immortals of Aveum, like it's clearly just specifically built to say your shit is either dope or you're not playing.
Yep.
I am just
So
sorry.
I was thinking about maybe next gen I'll switch to PC, but this has not been a good year for PC. I'm sitting here like, you know what? Maybe I'm good with a PlayStation and an Xbox. I think I'm good.
Well, I'm
So-
starting to understand why so many PC players are patient.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems to be
Yes.
that launch is just forget about it.
100%.
Mr.
It's
Seven Digit says, I think we're forgetting that if the games run poorly on PC, they tend to run a lot worse for console. Take Jedi Survivor 640p resolution and dipping to the teens in FPS. I don't know, man.
What
Jedi
about Dead
Survivor
Space?
was perfectly fine for me on the Xbox.
I heavily
That's
disagree with
insane.
that, Luke.
That's insane, Luke.
That was good.
But I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it. But I was gonna say,
Hey, the
Dead
cutscenes
Space-
were fine. All right, the
Cutscenes
cutscenes
look
were
amazing
fine.
in the game. Yeah, the whole game felt like a cutscene.
Of course,
with
that's
the
all
frame
that
rate
Luke
shit was running at.
That's all Luke did. He like his wife gave him
can't-
the controller back and was like, "I'm done playing the game." Here's
Oh
a
my
cutscene."
god. My
Yeah.
wife was playing for real. Oh lord.
I was gonna say
Okay.
Dead Space ran great on consoles, and then I bought it on PC because I just loved it so much, and I played. I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? This is terrible. I don't know.
All right. Anyone else want to kick Immortals of Avium before we get on up out of here?
It looks
I will
exciting.
say-
I can't wait
It
to
does.
play it, but unfortunately, due to because I would have had this game and been playing it, but instead they delayed it out of July into here. It comes out, I believe, in like 4 days or something like that.
Imagine if it came out in
and-
July.
And I'm just
If it's
not-
bad
yeah,
now.
if it would have came out in July, it would have been pretty bad. But I'm just saying, like, if it would have came out ready, like they're going to be here on like the 22nd or the 23rd or whenever
I think it's
it comes
24th.
out. I know it's like 8 days before Starfield. I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very close.
So-
22nd.
It's too close, actually.
So yeah, it's just too close. So as I said earlier, the same thing goes for Call of Duty as it did for Immortals of Aveum. Not going to buy it for just to sit on my shelf. Costs too much.
Yeah.
All right. Flemish, before we head on out of here, please tell people where they can find you. Tell them what you've been up to, what you're going to be up to, etc. Plug your stuff.
Well, so basically, you can find me here on YouTube as Flemish. You can find me on Twitter as well on the name Gregory Goivart. which is I'm trying to say it the best way I can, but yeah, I think if you type in Flemish, you'll find me as well. But and normally I stream on Twitch. I don't do that anymore. Besides that, I do have another recorded show that I'm gonna do tomorrow with Calirex 01.
Ooh,
So he's gonna ask me
Kelly's
a
a good
bunch
guy.
of questions. And besides that, I'm trying to become a game dev and trying to make my own game after the failure, in my opinion. It's a good game, but I still think it could be improved a lot with Diablo 4. Diablo is also one of my babies when it comes to like action RPGs. Basically, I love action RPGs. I was thinking about maybe just making my own game in the future, like an RPG game. So I'm starting basically how to develop games now. I'm learning Unity. So that's my next project. I'm making devlogs on my YouTube channel for that.
Nice. Matt, plug your stuff.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at MattLikesGames. You can check me out on YouTube Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Matt Likes Games. On Wednesday, I do a show with Ham solo. We do a show called The Two Player Podcast. That's a pretty new show that me and him are doing every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And then I have videos Mondays and videos Wednesdays. Not Wednesdays, but Fridays. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right, cool. I'll just plug TSWS Gaming. You know where to find us every Friday. We're here doing bullsitting. On Monday, Ham does the what's it called? The crossover. Yeah, the crossover with K Mega. 1 week is on here with K Mega. The next week is on K Mega's channel, and then they keep switching. They keep crossing over. Get it? On Tuesday, it's the lowdown. Me and Ham, just chatting away, doing our thing. Wednesdays, as Matt just said, Ham's on Matt's channel. And then Thursdays is Behind Them Sticks, where Ham literally reaches out with both paws, randomly picks out people in gaming, and then forces them to have a conversation with him for 2 or 3 hours.
Forces them.
It's
Jesus.
good times. It's good times. He's had Phil Spencer on.
I don't
make Ham sound like a criminal.
Yeah.
Gracious.
He's had Seamus Blackley. He's had Phil Spencer on. We're just waiting on Jim Ryan
I've
to
had
respond.
Phil Spencer on here. I have not had Phil Spencer on.
Also, still haven't had Sarah Bond on, but we keep sending her DMs. Hopefully, she doesn't take this as like harassment or anything like that.
I have something to say real quick.
Go ahead.
I do have a show on this channel tomorrow, and it's it's another episode of Behind Them Sticks, but it's with Lady Infamous, part of the GWG Girls with Gaming.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have her coming through here. It should be a dope show. But she can never do Thursdays, so I just picked a Saturday for us to do. Just kind of made a special situation for her.
Yes, and she deserves it. Awesome content creator. That's gonna do it for us.
I said girls with gaming. It's grown women gaming. God damn, I don't know why I said girls with gaming. Grown women gaming. Yeah, my bad.
Right.
It just slips right off the top of my head.
Apologies. Last point. Starfield is going to destroy. Baldur's Gate is fun, but it's niche. Even as niche as it is, it had its success, just like Elden Ring. But even Elden Ring couldn't stay next to Madden or FIFA. Starfield is on that level. Starfield is going to grab everyone by the short and curlies for a month. And even after that, 10 years from now, people are still going to be talking about Starfield.
Yeah.
So if you're salty about it, just buy an Xbox. Thank you for listening.